Almost 8:30 p.m. here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, and we have a tornado warning for parts of Washington, Clark, and far southeastern Monroe County. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan with me tonight. Glad they're here. And for those of you watching on YouTube and X, thanks so much for joining us. We actually have to go live on Facebook in sort of a different way these days. And so what we're about to do is roll our intro for the folks on Facebook, and then we'll start our live coverage. Take cover now if you're in McIntosh or Calvert. Live coverage covering a tornado warning in Washington and Clark counties starts right now.
Live from Red Zone Weather in Brewton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Megginson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Got a tornado warning for parts of West Alabama. Our first tornado warning of the day here in Southwest Alabama. And this could be a sizable tornado coming into areas near McIntosh and Calvert in Washington County. This is our first tornado warning of the day for parts of South Alabama. And the possible tornado is very near the county line between Mobile and Washington counties. Let's actually go over. Do you have the radar scope source? Because I want to go there first and look at velocity on this, and I think you'll be able to see this a little bit better once we go to. You don't have that. Okay, so let me step over here and get in the box because I need to show you exactly where this circulation is. If you will take me to the box, and we'll show you velocity on this. There we go. And yeah, your circulation is going to be right here. So this is at Calvert at this point, and this is quickly going to be an issue for parts of areas near US Highway 43 in southern Washington County. And so the call to action right now is for areas near McIntosh and Calvert specifically. The plant at AMNS ThyssenKrupp, I think that's what it was years ago, anywhere near that plant, you need to be taking shelter now as we have a possible tornado coming in from the southwest. This is quickly going to cross the Tombigbee River and end up in far southern Clark County over the next few minutes. Let's put this in motion because this cell originated in Mobile County, and now the circulation has quickly crossed into Washington County. And let me stress, we need to kind of do a reset here. This thing happened very quickly. Here's the watch warning map, and this shows you exactly who's involved in the tornado warning. So first thing we need to do is talk about Washington County. McIntosh, Calvert, and I believe Sims Chapel is in. Yes, Sims Chapel is in. Same thing on US Highway 43. No driving on US Highway 43 from Wagerville back down to Mount Vernon. You can't be driving on 43. However, if you're in Chatham, Millry, Yarbo, Jordan, Fruitdale, or Vinegar Bend, you are fine right now. A-OK in those areas. Clark County, Thomasville, Fulton, Grove Hill, you're fine. All right, Northern Clark, you're fine. The issues are in the far southern part of the county, out here near Gainestown, also areas near Rockville and Carlton. These communities are kind of sandwiched in between the Tombigbee and Alabama River. And so, again, southern Clark County under the gun from a possible tornado. We also note that Choctaw Bluff and areas in Monroe County, southeastern Monroe County, are technically involved in this tornado warning polygon. Aliska is here. This is Chrysler. Those are the two communities in Monroe County under this active tornado warning. Back to the radar we go. And this is the first of what could be numerous tornado warnings over the next few hours. This is the only warning that we have on the board. And Landon, if you'll take me back to the wall, what I want to do is kind of talk you through what we've got going on as of now, because we do have numerous showers and thunderstorms in progress across the region. But the only tornado warning that we've got is here in southern Washington and southern Clark counties. That's going to cross the Tombigbee and quickly get into southern Clark. This could be a sizable tornado very quickly. We also have storms here in Escambia County, Alabama, Escambia County, Florida, and Santa Rosa counties. But those are fine. Those are under severe limits. Loud and proud, but no issues. Same thing up here near Coy and Pine Hill, that storm under severe limits. And so some of these storms likely will become severe in the hours ahead. But the only one that we've got so far is here in southern Washington County. And so I really want to focus on the danger zone there, because these tornadoes really could develop quite quickly and do a number on the communities that they adversely affect. And so guys, I just plugged in the iPad. Will you see if the radar scope source came up? Because I really think that's going to be the best way to show this warning. You got it? All right, let's take it. So here's the, yeah, there we go. That's perfect. That's your possible tornado at McIntosh. Here's McIntosh, here's Calvert. No driving on US Highway 43 in southern Washington County. You can't be driving on 43. Possible tornado is going to be right about here, and this is coming into the swamp. The area is out near the Tombigbee River and Alabama River, where they come together. And so this possible tornado is going to be in Clark County shortly. It's in Washington County at the moment, but this is going to be in far southern Clark County. And again, this tornado warning is in effect until 9:15 for southern Clark County. This does not include Grove Hill or Thomasville. Jackson is technically involved in the polygon. Let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. And we'll see that Jackson is in this polygon. We'll zoom in on the area, and you can see that barely in. So if I'm in Jackson, you better believe that I'm implementing my tornado safety plan. Matt, if you will get up the graphics, please, on that specific iMac computer, because I do want to tell our folks in Jackson, Carlton, Rockville, Gainestown, Aliska, Choctaw Bluff, right there on the Alabama River, and Chrysler, what to do right now. So if you will, it's going to be the one on the right there, please, sir. And yeah, let's go ahead and take that full, and we'll show you exactly what you need to be doing right now. If you can, take a screenshot on your phone of this. That will be immensely helpful for you going forward. We've encouraged folks to do that over the last few days, but we want you to be in the lowest floor of a site-built structure, away from windows and away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Grab a helmet. Most important thing on this list is to have something protecting your head. I can't stress that enough. So Carlton, Rockville, southern Clark County, Gainestown. Those are the danger zones right now. Let's go back over to LD1. This is a classic supercell storm that could be producing a tornado right now very near McIntosh. That circulation is not, it's not the tightest thing I've ever seen, but it's there, no doubt about it. And I applaud the Weather Service for issuing this warning. In fact, you know what? They are calling this an observed tornado, and I believe that means that we had a lowering in the correlation coefficient. Bunch of nerd talk, but what that means is you can confirm that a tornado was doing damage by looking at this specific product. Let me back it up and see if I can see that. Tell you what, let's turn the smoothing off. There we go. Right there, yeah, there it was. So right there, we had a tornado down here. That circle, again, I know it doesn't look like much, but that was a tornado, most likely. I say most likely, it was a tornado doing damage. There was a tornado debris signature, and so it is since lifted, by the way. We don't see the signature, but that doesn't mean that there's not a tornado down. There very well could be in parts of Washington or even southern Clark County at this point. Let me turn on the smoothing data. There we go, so that looks a little better. Let's look at the lightning count on this. This is outputting quite a bit of lightning as well. You can see all the flashing on your screen, and it looks like we've had over 1,000 strikes of lightning just in the last 5 minutes with this specific storm. So lots of lightning, lots of thunder, very heavy rain, but the hazard of concern is an imminent tornado threat, and it's happening near Malcolm and McIntosh in southern Washington County. This thing's basically on top of the Tombigbee. If you are familiar with this area, you ever been out on the river delta, Landon, to do, you know, duck hunting or anything? Matt, have you? So I bet some of you watching have. There's a lot of folks who go shoot ducks and that sort of thing on the delta, the Mobile-Tensaw River Delta. And once you start getting up this way, this is actually past the Berry Steam Plant way up there near the former ThyssenKrupp plant. I can't remember what that thing's called now, but it was ThyssenKrupp. You know what I'm talking about, AMNS. And that tornado is going to pass about a mile to the north of that plant on the Washington County side. And really the possible tornadoes on top of the Tombigbee River, very near where it comes in and forms the Mobile River right there with the Alabama River. Those two rivers come together at the tail end of the southern side of Clark County, and we have a situation now where we could have a tornado out over that swampland. So again, watching this situation very carefully. Matt, what you got? Okay, a new one? Okay, thank you. We'll look at that in just a second. But again, we're focusing on this possible tornado in the Mobile-Tensaw River Delta. This is going to be an issue for areas near Carlton shortly. And again, this is rural southern Clark County. But we know that folks live out here. I know they do because you comment from that area. And so we certainly appreciate you watching our coverage. We know you have a choice. And we appreciate you choosing Red Zone Weather. And we're live this evening on Facebook, YouTube, and now X, formerly Twitter. So we're live on all three platforms and in the Red Zone Weather app. You can watch us 4 places. Isn't that great? So again, possible tornado over the Tombigbee River at this point. And this is coming up towards Carlton and Rockville over the next few minutes. Here's a bit of good news. If you're in Jackson, we'll give you an all clear. All clear in Jackson. The threat is clearly going to pass to your south, and you have been taken out of the tornado warning polygon. So all clear for now for Jackson. Could have more storms later, but Jackson for now gets an all clear. Same thing at Leroy. Same thing at Sunflower. We'll give you an all clear in those communities as well. Same thing in northern Mobile County, Citronelle, and also at Calvert specifically, which is the AMNS ThyssenKrupp plant, all clear. And if you've been in that protocol to protect yourself at that plant, you can come out of the hiding place. You're done. The tornado is now lifting to the north of that area. It's about now 5 miles to the north of the plant. And this is out over the Tombigbee River in the swampland, coming into Carlton over the next few moments. So Matt, if you will, get those graphics ready, because again, for folks in Carlton and Rockville, those are really going to be the two zones that I'm most concerned about over the next 15 minutes or so. You've really got about 5 minutes in Carlton and Rockville. You don't need to be in a car, but you got about 5 minutes to get where you need to get in those communities. And we want you to have a helmet on. That's for adults and children. So have a helmet on, and thank you for taking that. That's exactly what we do. If you have an infant, a small child, put them in a car seat. That helps insulate them. We also encourage you to do something that we all should have been doing all day, and that is wear closed-toed shoes. If you have to walk out of a debris field, you don't want to be barefoot. So closed-toed shoes, so important. Also, we encourage you to have a whistle or air horn, something to let first responders know if you're trapped under debris. Also, don't forget the dogs and cats. That's something that too many people forget. Don't forget, Max the dog, or I don't know, Jane the cat. They need to be in there with you. Let's go back over to our graphics. Let's go to LD2 and we'll show you a wide view across the region. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan this evening. Glad that they're here. And we are tracking a tornado warning in parts of Washington and Clark counties in southwest Alabama. We get folks all over the world watching, and you are looking at a broadcast that's originating from Brewton, Alabama. We cover South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And anytime we have a tornado warning, we go live and we stay live until the threat is over. And right now, the only tornado warning that we've got on the board is this. This polygon, this geometric shape, is where we have a danger zone. And the danger zone specifically is for Carlton and Rockville over the next few minutes. You do have Gainstown and let's see if Suggsville is in. Suggsville may be just out. Yeah, Suggsville is out. So if you're at Suggsville, you're not included in the tornado warning. But areas near Gainstown, down here on the Alabama River near Choctaw Bluff, in Clark County, and on the other side of the river at Aliska in Monroe County, you are involved in this tornado warning. And let me stress, Monroe County, this is a very small part of Monroe County. This has nothing to do with Monroeville, nothing to do with Excel, nothing to do with Mexi, Purdue Hill, or Frisco City. Same thing in Goodway, same thing in Uri. You're fine. This is specifically way out there at Iliska and Chrysler. But if you're at Iliska and Chrysler, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now. Right now, make it happen. And that means getting to a site-built structure. If you're in a trailer or a mobile home, we encourage you to get out and get to a site-built structure, a well-built structure, imminently, now. And again, especially if you're in Monroe County, you've got some time. You've got probably about 10 minutes in Iliska and Chrysler before this thing poses an imminent threat. Unfortunately, your time has run out at Carlton. The possible tornado is very near there now. Quite frankly, it looks like the circulation is a bit south of there. Let's go to LD1 and I'll show this in action. Possible tornado is going to be here. I'm circling it. This is now in Clark County. And this is a very rural part of southern Clark County, down there below Gainestown and Carlton. And this is mainly out over the swamp. But there are folks who live on the northern fringes of the Mobile-Tensas River Delta. And so we're encouraging everyone in Carlton to be in your safe place now. Have the helmets on. That's not just for kids, that's for adults as well. So again, a possible tornado crossing the Tombigbee. It's crossed the Tombigbee at this point. And y'all be watching those comments because we do obviously want to have a handle of ground truth reports as well. And that was for my internal folks here. For you watching, if you are in this tornado warning polygon, regardless of if you're near the tornado or not, it is immensely helpful if you will tell us what you see, what you hear. We don't want you to get out of your shelter, but your observations on the ground are always immensely helpful. And so thank you for those, and keep them coming, especially if you're in this tornado warning polygon. This is, quite frankly, in what we call the sticks. You know, this is the middle of nowhere, and I'm from the sticks, so I can say that. But we need you sheltered right now at Carlton and Rockville. And just for a second, I want to go over to LD2 because I do want to cover these other tornado warnings that we've got very briefly. There's good meteorologists up there. You got Richard Scott, you got James Spann, Wes Wyatt, some others in the Birmingham market that are covering these, I'm sure. We got a tornado warning for northern Shelby County. That is a very populated area in central Alabama. That one's on the board till 9 o'clock. You've also got a tornado warning for the city of Talladega, Alabama right now. So the city of Talladega, tornado warning until, let's see what time that one goes, until 9:15. Big, beautiful text, isn't it? How about that? So again, 9:15 on that. Talladega, northern Shelby County, that's out there on the western side, or excuse me, the eastern side of the Birmingham Metro. That does include Chelsea and areas near Vincent in that hilly terrain of northern Shelby County. So Talladega County, Shelby County, tornado warnings there. Northern Alabama, Huntsville area is fine. We'll go back down to central Alabama. You got a tornado warning now for Perry, Dallas, and Chilton and Bibb counties. And also this does include areas near Jim's Barbecue in Autauga County. That's out there near Billingsley. Possible tornado is passing north of Valley Grande, north of Selma. It's going to be out here towards Maplesville and US Highway 82 that runs from Tuscaloosa back down to Montgomery. So no driving right now on US Highway 82 south of Centerville down to, let's say, Prattville, just to be safe. So no driving right now on 82. We'll go back to our storm. Before we do that, severe thunderstorm warning, Wilcox County. Gusty winds possible shortly near Camden. Be aware of that as well. Tornado warning, here's the local one, and this is in effect for Carlton in southern Clark County. You're under the gun from a possible tornado, and you know, we like to kind of shoot it to you straight around here. That's what we do. And let's go over to LD1. You know, the signature is there, but it certainly is not what it was when it was tighter about 20 minutes ago now. So could there be a tornado down? Absolutely, no doubt about it. But with this signature, it's questionable. And I suspect because this storm is cycling up and down, the Weather Service is going to maintain the warning. This goes until, what did I say earlier? Yeah, 9:15. So we've got, 30 more minutes on this, about-ish. 25 more minutes, really. And this is coming up towards Carlton over the next few moments. The cell is, it could be producing damaging straight-line winds, which sometimes can be just as bad as a tornado. So this storm in southern Clark County is going to continue to push to the northeast. I do think it's prudent at this point for us to give an all clear. Let me look at this. We certainly can give an all clear to Calvert at this point. Calvert is out of the polygon, and quite frankly, the core circulation has passed McIntosh, but I realize the weather is horrible right now at McIntosh. If you're watching in McIntosh, Alabama, that's right there on 43 in Washington County, let us know. Be watching those comments and let us know how it sounds, because I bet you it's loud in McIntosh right now. Nasty, nasty storms over in West Alabama near McIntosh, right along the Tom Bigby River. Very, very loud storm in that part of the world. And I tell you what, let me look at these other storms quickly to see if I see anything else that would support a tornado. Nothing there. Loud storm over in Mobile County. That's near Wilmer, out there near Big Creek Lake, coming in that region. It's just loud. So you don't need to worry. There's no warning out for Mobile County, just a loud storm. Same thing over here in Santa Rosa County. These storms aren't as loud. They really kind of are down around Milton, but in the northern end of the county, Jay, Mount Carmel, Cobbtown, Munson, those areas, it's just rain. Just rain and occasional thunder. Same thing where we are in Bruton, Alabama, wave after wave of rain. So nothing to worry about at this point. Same thing in Conecuh County. Evergreen, Castleberry, you're fine. Storms occasionally are producing some lightning, but you're fine right now in those areas. The only tornado warning that we've got as of 8:51 p.m. is for southern Clark County. And the cell is at Carlton right now. I've got this little tool that we can use. I always forget about this thing. We can measure and see, the core circulation is about 5 miles from the Alabama River. Just measured that on the map. And another interesting feature here, I can always call out some of the roads. I don't know them all, but one thing that's helpful for me is this tool that we've introduced in our radar software, where we can actually call out some of the road names. And the main road over in southern Clark County is County Highway 15 and Choctaw Bluff Road, which goes over to Choctaw Bluff right there on the Alabama River. So if you live near those roads, you need to be in a safe place. You've also got areas near Society Hill Road, County Road 19, Choctaw Road. You've also got areas in Monroe County, County Highway 1. And if I'm not mistaken, County Highway 1 goes all the way up to Purdue Hill, comes out right there at the Chevron gas station and the post office, right there at Purdue Hill. But we're talking about the southern end of County Highway 1 down at Aliska and Chrysler. So, and Mount Pleasant, tiny, tiny community called Mount Pleasant. I've been through there and I've never even seen the sign for Mount Pleasant. How about that? Chrysler, tornado warning for you. The cell is right now over Carlton and it's pushing toward Choctaw Bluff at this point. And Landon and Matt, have y'all seen anything in the way of information that you feel we should pass along? Matt, I see that you're updating in the Red Zone Weather app. Thank you for doing that. Any comments? Any power outages? Anybody had their power out? Let me know about that in the comments below. That would be immensely helpful. Here's some good news. We can give you an all clear for all parts of Washington County, Alabama at this point. Now, that's not the all clear for the night, but it is an all clear from the imminent tornado threat. So Washington County, all clear. Sunflower, McIntosh, Calvert, areas near Wagerville, Chatham, Deer Park, all clear. The tornado is now to your east. It's in Clark County, southern Clark County, and it's out near Carlton right now, where we could have a possible tornado coming into Choctaw Bluff and Aliska. And I said about 10 minutes ago that you had 10 minutes to get where you needed to get in Aliska and Chrysler, and now that time has expired. So at Aliska, you got to be in a safe place now. Same thing at Chrysler, same thing at Choctaw Bluff. If you live within 5 miles of Choctaw Bluff, you have got to be in your tornado safe place, as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west. Let's go to LD3, please. I want to show the state view. And just checking on those tornado warnings up north, you got a tornado warning for parts of Talladega and Shelby counties, and the the Shelby County warning has actually just been canceled, so that's good news. Talladega is still in the warning. Same thing for this cell that is in Dallas and Perry counties. Let's go over to LD1, please. And this is a nasty tornado-producing cell that's happening very near the center of the state of Alabama. Here's a little trivia for you. There's a tiny community called Isabella, which is in southwestern Chilton County, that is the geographic center of Alabama. And there could be a tornado happening near Isabella right now over the next few moments. That's also affecting Maplesville, right in through there. So that's another community involved in a tornado warning. There was horrible tornado damage, I should say, earlier in Gordo, Alabama. That's in Pickens County, out there on Highway 82. Numerous trees down and structures apparently were damaged as well. And again, the reason we are here is this. It's an active tornado warning for the next few minutes for southern Clark and southeastern Monroe County. Let me check with our friends at the National Weather Service, because I want to see if they're going to think about extending this warning. Quite frankly, with a signature like that, I wouldn't be shocked if they decided to either go with a severe thunderstorm warning or just let it go away completely. So we're watching this possible tornado in southern Clark County, looking more like a damaging wind signature coming into Choctaw Bluff. The thing is basically between Carlton and Choctaw Bluff on the Alabama River right now. And so we encourage everyone to remain sheltered at Choctaw Bluff and Aliska and Chrysler over the next few minutes. By the way, if you're at Gainestown, you technically are still involved in the tornado warning. So you need to be sheltered at Gainestown right now. And by the way, if I look down, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens in front of me at this point. So just bear with me. We're trying to keep up with all the data, and Landon and Matt are doing a phenomenal job updating our Red Zone Weather app this evening. Tell you what, let's quickly go up to our storm in Wilcox County. You could have some hail shortly. There's a tiny community called Rosebud, which is just to the east of Camden. It's so small that it isn't even on my map, but Rosebud, Alabama, which is right there on Alabama Highway 10, could be having hail at this point. That's coming into southern Dallas County out near Cedar Creek. So community of Cedar Creek in Dallas County, you could have gusty winds and hail shortly. Nasty storm approaching Monroeville. That one's under severe limits. You got very heavy rain happening at Manistee, and also coming into Frisco City and Excel over the next few minutes. Could have gusty winds. No warning on that as of now. And I see that the Weather Service is giving us an update. And here's some good news. They're canceling the warning. And I think that's the right call. That's awesome news. Yep, there we go. It's gone. So the tornado warning for Clark and for Monroe counties has just been canceled, and we can officially X that out. That is gone at this point. So let's give an all clear. Yes, the weather is still horrible, no doubt about it. In Carlton, in Rockville, in Choctaw Bluff, in Gainestown. But the imminent tornado threat has come to a close. And the reason the warning was canceled is because of this. Quite frankly, the signature has all but collapsed, and it's just not there. So that is a great thing, and hopefully that will be the last of that cell. But let's do this. Let's kind of look at this together. I want to go down into southern Mobile County, and you know what we're going to do, guys, if it's all right with y'all and everyone in the building, we're going to just keep going with it. I don't see anything that would suggest an imminent tornado threat as I am perusing through this line of storms, which is good news. I wouldn't be shocked if we had more. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing in Santa Rosa County, just some noise, which is good. So tell you what, it is now almost 9 o'clock, and at the top of the hour, we will do a reset. And we're going to tell you exactly what you can be expecting over the next few hours. So again, if you're just now tuning in, the Weather Service has decided to cancel the tornado warning that was previously in effect for parts of Washington, Clark, and southeastern Monroe County. So the tornado warning is gone at this point. And some more good news to pass along. I'll show you this before we do our reset. The level 5 out of 5 risk, I believe, has been canceled, which is awesome news because storms have moved through that hot zone up in central Alabama where tornado formation was most likely, and there was quite a bit of damage today. In parts of Mississippi, Gordo, Alabama, Sipsey, Alabama had damage as well. So in its wake, what we've got for the overnight hours is this. It's a solid shield of a level 4 out of 5 risk, which is still quite significant. You know, one of the big concerns that I have, anytime you get one of these super rare level 5 risks, people think, oh, I'm not going to get a tornado because I'm not in the worst risk. Well, no, that's not how this works. So level 4 risk is a substantial severe weather risk, and it's ongoing through the overnight hours until we give you the all clear. It is now 10 p.m. in the east, it's 7 p.m. out west, and it's 9 o'clock here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we have just finished covering a tornado warning in southern Clark County. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside executive producers Matthew Morgan and Landon Barentine. We appreciate y'all being here tonight. And we've got storms across the region. We are expecting more in the way of tornado warnings tonight, so you can't let your guard down just yet. The good news is we are on the cusp of being able to do something very good. We'll be able to give an all clear for the night, most likely, shortly, to Washington County, Alabama. Washington County, Alabama, you got about 15 more minutes, and I'll be able to give your whole county an all clear. This is the worst of the weather for the whole night. And it has just come through Washington County. And quite frankly, it looks like this will be it once it moves through there. Yeah, there's nothing behind there. So most likely in the next little bit, we'll be able to give Washington County an all clear. And that's really going to be the deal. Once this main line of storms like this moves through your county, you'll get an all clear. But we can't do that just yet for any of our local counties. Let's kind of work the storms because these are supercellular in nature. They're kind of off by themselves. They're isolated. They're discrete. The one lacking ingredient tonight is that the upper support for some of these storms kind of moved away. You saw a big pulse of really nasty storms earlier across parts of central Alabama that did quite a bit of damage. Let's go over to LD2, please. But since then, the storms have kind of ramped down, and now they seem to be ramping back up. And so what that means is we're probably going to have more tornado warnings a bit later for areas farther to the east. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. What I'm doing, Landon, is queuing up the projected radar to kind of take you through this. What is our current time? We're at 9 o'clock. And all right, let's go ahead and if you'll take LD1, please. So instead of showing you the live radar, what I'm showing you now, we've gone into the projection mode. And I can move this forward so that you can see what's going to happen. That look would be valid at midnight tonight. And you see that storms are near Pensacola, Milton, Bruton. The back edge is near Evergreen, Greenville, pushing out to the east. And here's some good news. By the time we get to 2 o'clock, we're right on schedule. Storms will be just to our east. And so we got several more hours of this. I'll back this up to 9 o'clock where we are now. Model did a pretty good job of nailing down what it would look like around 9 o'clock. There's the projection for 9, and there's the radar coming up. Yeah, so you can see it's pretty much spot on, which tells me the model initialization was good in this case. And so what this tells me as well is we could have more tornadoes over the next few hours. You're not out of the woods just yet for any local county. Tell you what, let's kind of work the clusters from north to south. We'll start up here on the north side. And you do have an active severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Dallas and Wilcox counties in central Alabama. So a severe thunderstorm warning is on the board for Selma until 9:45. So you have a severe thunderstorm warning, radar indicated hail threat up to quarter size, and you could have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming into Selma over the next 30 minutes or so. That storm is moving out of Wilcox into Dallas County. You've also got a storm over here north of Thomasville at Dixon's Mills, very near Sweetwater. So this storm is moving to the east, and this is kind of back behind the main part of the storms tonight. And it's moving to the northeast towards Thomaston. So if you know someone at Thomaston, gonna have some rough weather, but there's no warning up for Thomaston or any part of Monroe County at this point. This is our storm that was formerly tornado warned, and let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, there we go. And that's a little suspicious area. Let's see. I tell you what, take me over to the radar scope source, please, and I want to look at this on the high-res radar view. Yeah, so right in through here, right there, that is mighty suspicious. We may have another tornado warning for parts of Monroe County if that thing strengthens. So again, watching a cell that's right there on the Alabama River, right here, and this is pushing into Monroe County. This is Clark County. This is US Highway 43. This cell is moving like that. So putting you on notice, Frisco City, XL, be ready for a possible tornado warning. That's one that we're going to be watching over the next few minutes in Monroe County. That is an area that certainly warrants some concern over the next few minutes. Guys, have y'all seen anything in the way of reports over the last few minutes? I have not asked you. I apologize about that. Let me see that. Thank you. So again, tracking storms in West Alabama, and all this stuff out ahead of the main batch of storms in Conecuh and Escambia counties. Let's go back over to LD1. Thank you, sir. All this stuff near Bruton, Evergreen, Repton, it's all fine, all right? And when I say fine, I mean it's under severe limits. So we're not expecting issues imminently in Escambia, Conecuh, or Santa Rosa counties. I tell you what, I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you my phone to watch, because I think my view, because I have those admin things set up on the page, it can kind of be weird on Facebook sometimes. You'll be able to see the comments a little bit better. So there you go. You watch that. And we'll work these storms in West Alabama, because you do have loud storms right now happening near Gosport along US Highway 84. This is going to be coming into areas near Claiborne, Lock and Dam over the next few minutes. And if you're familiar with this area, you got all the silos, beautiful scenes on US Highway 84 there to the east of Whatley in Clark County. You go down in the river valley there, the Alabama River Valley, and you'll see a ton of cows right there before you go over I think there's 5 bridges in that river valley, and then you cross the Alabama River if you're headed eastbound, and you go up the hill to Purdue Hill. Well, that area is about to have quite a bit of heavy rain and lots of lightning over the next few minutes. The good news is there's no warning in effect for any part of Monroe County at this particular moment, but I tell you, that thing in right there at Choctaw Bluff and areas near Homewood is suspicious. And so it's just something to watch over the next few minutes, nothing to, panic about or anything like that. And I tell you, the messaging, not only from us, but from the Storm Prediction Center and other meteorologists, has been pretty intense over the last few days. I think we can fairly say that, and rightfully so. I mean, we have seen these long track tornadoes today, mostly over East Mississippi, but even in parts of Alabama. I know that there was some pretty pronounced tornado damage earlier today north of Tuscaloosa, out toward Lake Tuscaloosa specifically. And there were some homes that were pretty significantly damaged. And so today has been a tornado day across much of the Deep South. If you have not had damage, count yourself as blessed. And hopefully, the best case scenario would be we get all these storms through here with not much or hopefully no issues over the next few hours. I do think we probably will have a few more warnings, and I'm a bit concerned because what's happening right now, the storms in progress across our region are kind of in between two areas of what we call upper level support. In other words, higher in the atmosphere, you got to have the right set of conditions to get tornadoes. Well, those conditions have been a bit off over the last few hours, but what's going to happen to our west, we're going to have an area high in the atmosphere. It's actually located right about here. And once that gets over these storms over the next 2 to 3 hours, you could have some pretty rough weather as this continues to come across our region. And so really, really intense upper level forcing at times today, along with instability values. But most of the tornado action has obviously been to our north and west today. I tell you what, let's check on our tornado warnings. Let me stress, as of, okay, that's going to be, yeah, bring it here, please. There's going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning, and it's for that area that I've been talking about. So I tell you what, we'll come back to our tornado warnings in central Alabama in just a moment, but we do need to tell you about this. This is an active severe thunderstorm warning that has just been posted for much of Monroe County. And if you remember, about 2 minutes ago, I kind of talked about Purdue Hill and that area. We were concerned about that little zone that just looks suspicious. It could turn into a tornado. And we now have a severe thunderstorm warning for the city of Monroeville. So this is not a tornado warning, to be clear. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. And this does include Monroeville. And so what I would do if I were you, if I'm in Monroeville or Mexie or Frisco City or Excel, I'm getting inside and I'm getting comfortable and away from windows. You don't want to be in a car driving on US Highway 84 at this point. But this is not a situation necessarily where you need to immediately go grab a helmet and immediately put the kids in the car seats and all that. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. And so, yes, you need to be inside. Could have some hail with this as well. It doesn't look like it's particularly large hail, but could have up to, let's see, maybe nickel-sized hail. So nickel-sized hail possible in Monroe County shortly. As we continue to track these storms, this is the only warning that we've got in our area. Let me show you a wide view of the area. Only severe thunderstorm warning is happening in Monroe County. And what we're going to do, let me get that out quickly. If I go silent, y'all just bear with me as we are continuing to look at all of our sources, as we've got a ton of things coming in the studio now. Current time, by the way, is 9:12 p.m. Thanks so much for watching our live coverage this evening. All right, so let's talk about the warning now that I've got that done. Here's your watch warning map. And if I call you out, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Monroeville, areas near Tunnel Springs, Peterman, areas near Axel, also areas near Finchburg. You've also got areas near Franklin. Scratch Ankle, Alabama. Yes, there is a Scratch Ankle, Alabama, and they are involved in this severe thunderstorm warning in northern Monroe County. Same thing in areas near the community of Fountain. Fountain is in here. You've also got Claiborne Lock and Dam, Purdue Hill. You've also got areas near Manistee and Frisco City, Homewood, Mexie, which is on the western side of Monroeville. Whole Monroeville, all of Monroeville, you're involved in a severe thunderstorm warning that is valid until this severe thunderstorm warning is going to be on the board until 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, that's your new warning for Monroe County, and it's a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a tornado warning. Could have damaging straight line winds. That is the main concern with all this mess currently out around Gosport and the Alabama River. It's going to come up the hill to Purdue Hill, and it's going to be in areas near Mexie in about 5 minutes. Monroeville in about 8 minutes. Just looking at this, Tunnel Springs, give it about 12 minutes. Beatrice, probably about 12 minutes as well. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it and gauging it for you as we continue to track this severe thunderstorm warning in Monroe County. I see that we've got a viewer report in Choctaw Bluff, very rural part of southern Clark or southwestern Monroe County. She said, I live in Choctaw Bluff. The tornado came in our direction. There was hail, but it was little. And then the rain went a little sideways there for a minute, and it was scary. Yeah, I would believe that. So that's a comment from somebody that's been involved with this particular storm that is now moving into Monroe County from Clark County. And we certainly appreciate all the ground truth reports, especially folks who are involved in these warnings. And if you are at Fitchburg or areas near Alabama River Cellulose, Gosport, areas near the Alabama River, near Gainestown, you are involved. And I should say this as well, this technically does include a small part of southeastern Clark County out towards Gainestown. So Gainestown, you are involved in this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see if we can go over to the radar scope source, please, and I want to look at that on the high-res radar. Yeah, it's clearly a damaging straight-line wind threat. Don't really see anything in the way of a pronounced tornado risk at this moment. Let's go back over to LD1. We'll talk about what's happening across the entirety of South Alabama and Northwest Florida. This is the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have on the board for South Alabama or Northwest Florida. Only one is in place for Monroe County. And quite frankly, it does include a part of Clark County, but really the storm is moving into Monroe. And so in a matter of moments, we'll be able to give Clark an all clear. I can't do that just yet. We're also tracking a severe storm now in parts of southern Dallas County. This is just south of Selma, coming up towards Whitehall on US Highway 80 there. That's just to the southeast of Selma. Landon, let's go over to the regional radar here, because I also want to note, I'll tell you what, let me take you to the regional radar here, same area, there you go, and I want to set the radar to the KBMX site and have a quick look at this storm that's coming through Chilton County. We'll go, yeah, there, thank you. Possible tornado is very near Clanton at this point. And you know what? No, the Weather Service is calling this an observed tornado. And man, oh man, that is a very scary signature right there. Clanton, if you know somebody in the peach capital of Alabama, Clanton, Alabama, call them now. This is serious stuff. You don't want to play with this. This could be a life-threatening tornado in Clanton in the next few moments. So this is Chilton County you're looking at, and we could have some very, very serious issues over the next few minutes in Clanton, Alabama. That is a very nasty looking tornado signature, and that could be, yeah, that's a debris ball. So we have debris that's being lofted into the sky, and that is imminently coming for Clanton, Alabama. So it can't be stressed enough for folks in Clanton, in Chilton County. This is central Alabama. If you know anyone in Clanton, you need to call them. Some of you may be thinking, well, Spinks, it's getting late. Is it really the big deal? Yeah, we see it. It's doing damage. It's lofting debris into the sky. We just got another radar scan in. And let's see if we can, yeah, there we go. There it is. There's your tornado. So again, we'll come back to our Monroe County storm in just a moment, but we're focusing on, yeah, that's a nasty tornado signature. If you know anyone at Clanton, Alabama, you call them. This is clearly going to pass south of Thorsby and Jemison. So if you're at Jemison or Thorsby, it looks like the nasty part of this tornado-producing storm is going to be at Clanton. It's really there now in the next 5 minutes. So very dangerous situation for Chilton County. And we also should note that that does include a small part of Shelby County. This is far southern Shelby County, and also far northwestern Cusa County in central Alabama. So again, a potentially significant tornado right about there coming into Clanton, moving just like that. For those of you that are more familiar with this area, you know that Clanton is famous for, and Chilton County is famous for their peaches. There's that big decorative peach water tower on Interstate 65. And if you're near that area, obviously you need to be sheltered. Call your people now in Clanton. Make it happen. Let's go back down to our storms in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. We'll take you back over to LD2, please. And again, the only warning that we've got right now is this active severe thunderstorm warning for Monroe County. Nasty storms crossing the Alabama River that could be producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and potentially some small hail in this as well. In fact, we had confirmed hail, small hail, pea-sized, near Gainstown when this storm was coming through a bit earlier. I tell you what, that thing at Clanton is nasty. I'm talking really nasty. This could be one of the stronger signatures that I have seen really all day. So I certainly hate that we've got a nasty tornado coming into a big population zone in Chilton County. Let's tell you what, just give me a second and let's go back to that, because that is just a very dire situation there in Chilton County. There we go, Landon. If you'll take me back to LD1. And again, you've got severe thunderstorm warnings for parts of Talladega, Calhoun, and Cleburne counties. But clearly this is the danger. Nasty tornado signature on the west side of Clanton, Alabama. It can't be stressed enough. This is a really, really serious situation. The Weather Service is calling this a potentially large tornado on the western side of Clanton. And so we need to watch that one very carefully. Back over to LD2, we'll come home to South Alabama and Northwest Florida and put this map into motion for you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That's the phrase, right? If you are in Pensacola or Milton. Right now, anyway. You may have things to worry about a bit later, but for now, you're fine. And we're going to guide you through this every step of the way. If we get more tornado warnings, of course, we'll be with you. But, you know, nothing to worry about right now in terms of tornadoes across South Alabama or Northwest Florida. And, you know, I realize that we have had a ton of people who have been very stressed and very nervous about this event. Quite frankly, I think it was warranted with all the horrible damage that has happened today just to our north. But so far in our local area, storms have been a bit weaker. We are expecting them to increase in intensity as these storms get more upper level support, meaning atmospheric support, in about an hour or two. Big system coming in from the west, from Louisiana. Back over, Landon, please, to LD1. And Matthew, you got anything to report down there? Okay. If you will, on that home tab on the pro thing you're looking at, be watching that, and if you see any damage, let me know. You do have damage? Yeah, in Calera. I believe it. I've had several reports and text messages about that. I tell you what, if you'll go here to audio only for a second, I'm going to step off so I can pull up some of these damaged photos real quick. Matt, let me show you how to do this on the fly, buddy. Where were those photos?
It was this, but it was right here.
Yeah, click into that. So this was the type of damage that happened earlier in Calera, Alabama. Here, I'll tell you what, let me manually do it for you real quick. I'll bring it over here. And if you will go ahead and take that full, please, you should be able to see the damage. Yeah, there you go. Nasty, nasty damage, tornado damage in Calera, which is in Shelby County a bit earlier. Let's go back over to LD1. And again, if you would just kind of watch for things like that and let me know if you see more, I would appreciate it as we continue to track these storms in coming through West Alabama at this point. Current time is now 9:22 p.m. And we have a long time to go, probably, I'm gonna guess, about 4 or 5 more hours at least. So just buckle in, pop some popcorn, and we're gonna be with you as we continue to track these storms. The good news is, at this moment anyway, we do not have anything in the way of active tornado warnings at this point. But we do have an active severe thunderstorm warning that is in progress for parts of Monroe County. We'll zoom in on that specific area. Here's some good news to pass along. If you're in Clark County, Alabama specifically, we can give you an all clear. All clear in Clark County from the severe thunderstorm warning. That means if you're at Gosport or Gainstown, the severe threat has now passed you to your east. And the Weather Service has clipped out the polygon, and it's now just for Monroe County. And so that certainly is a good thing. as this storm continues to move east. Tell you what, let me go back to our Mobile radar. And as soon as that pops up, Landon, here, there we go, if you'll take LD1, this is the high-res, what we call reflectivity view. What that word means, anytime I say reflectivity, that just means how hard is it raining. So this is what you call the classic radar view. In other words, when you pull up any of these generic weather apps on your phone, I happen to use Radar Scope, by the way, that's what you're seeing is the reflectivity product. Reflectivity tells us how fast and how hard rain is falling. And you've got very heavy rain right now happening along Alabama Highway 21. This is Alabama Highway 21 that runs from Monroeville ultimately up to Camden. And Scratch Ankle, probably the worst of the weather across the whole region right now, is happening at Scratch Ankle. And this part of the storm is also probably producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If you are watching in Franklin, Scratch Ankle, or Fountain, let us know about it in the comments below. And we would love to know exactly what's happening. We don't want you to go outside. You're not going to be able to see anything. There's no tornado or anything like that. But there could be, you could be hearing a lot of heavy rain, obviously hearing the thunder and seeing the intense flashes of lightning. This storm is going to come into areas near Beatrice and Tunnel Springs and areas near Peterman and Axel and Keith over the next few minutes. Same thing at Peterman, same thing at Monroeville. If you have never done the drive, guys, from Monroeville to Camden, it's one of my favorite drives in our whole region. I mean, and that goes for everybody listening. If you want a fun drive, go from Monroeville to Camden on Alabama Highway 21. That is the most crooked, mountainous type road. I mean, you would think you're out in the mountains. I mean, you really would. But it's beautiful out there. Red Hills of Monroe County. From what I understand, there's an endangered salamander out there. So there's your random fact of the day. And the salamanders in Monroe County out in the Red Hills are having some pretty nasty weather right now as a severe thunderstorm continues to work its way through Monroe County. This storm could be producing damaging straight-line winds shortly near Monroeville. So let's zoom in specifically on Monroeville, and I want to kind of talk you through this. Mexi, it's starting now. You could have damaging straight-line winds over the next few minutes, up to 60 miles per hour. And same thing on Alabama Highway 47, which is kind of the east-west drag from Monroeville back out to 84, out there near that gas station at Mexi, could have damaging straight-line winds over the next few moments. So leading edge of the storms coming into Monroeville imminently. And what that means for you, if you're in Monroeville, you could have potentially a few trees down, maybe some power lines down. 60-mile-an-hour winds is nothing to, be a slouch over. It is a big deal in some cases. And so lots of lightning with this storm as well. And again, there's Alabama Highway 41. I think I said 21 earlier. It's Highway 41 that's the drive from Monroeville to Camden that's so beautiful. But that winding road on 41, you don't want to be driving right now because you could have damaging straight-line winds and maybe even some hail with this storm. But talking about Monroeville, Monroeville is our local town or city that has the courthouse and the productions of To Kill a Mockingbird and lots of rich history in Monroeville. It is the literary capital of Alabama, as it's known. And I am in Monroeville a good bit doing weather presentations not only at Monroe Middle School, but also at Monroe Academy. So it's a beautiful town, and right now Monroeville is about to have damaging straight-line winds, potentially up to 60 miles an hour. You can see the leading edge of the storm here. Now coming into Mexi, very heavy rain. Same thing coming into areas near Ollie, out by the Monroe County Airport and David's Catfish House, out there on 84. That intersection there, if you're familiar with this area, there's a Huddle House, there's a David's Catfish, gas station on the other side. There's also I forget the name of the little restaurant down 21 a little bit closer to the airport. Good little restaurant there. You go up 21, you get to the Academy. Keep on going, you get to the Walmart, you get to areas there where Vanity Fair used to have their big operation. You go on into town, go down the hill, you get to Crown Healthcare. Inglewood Healthcare, they're in Monroeville as well. They're one of our Red Zone Weather sponsors, and we certainly appreciate their support. And lest we forget, Daniel Sawyer at South Alabama Kubota. He is one of our Red Zone Weather sponsors as well. Daniel has done a heck of a job with his business there, selling the Kubota tractors and lawn maintenance equipment there, and we really love Daniel Sawyer in South Alabama Kubota. But all those areas, you know, I travel all this area, so I'm pretty passionate about it. All those areas in Monroeville, you need to be inside and you need to be away from windows. That's the key message at this point, as these storms may be producing damaging straight line winds, and that's coming into Monroeville now, right now. So you can't be outside in this. Could have a lot of lightning over the next few minutes, specifically in Monroeville and Ollie and areas near Mexie. And look, this thing's going to come out towards Tunnel Springs and Peterman over the next few minutes. This is not a tornado warning. So if you're just now tuning in as of 9:29 p.m., this is not a tornado warning. We're being a little bit more casual around here right now because we've got a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. And sometimes in these severe thunderstorm warnings, you get damage. Sometimes it's just as bad as a tornado. And again, Peterman, Monroeville, Tunnel Springs, Beatrice, out there where Monroe sausage exists, you need to be inside and away from windows. Landon, if you will, in just a moment, I want you to take me back over once I get set up on LD2, because we do have a pretty significant situation happening in central Alabama that we need to talk about. All right, let's go to LD2, and I do want to pass this along. This is a tornado warning that's in effect for Chilton and Cusa counties. Quite frankly, the signature does not look as good or as intense, I should say, as it once did. This thing produced a tornado when it was coming through Clanton a bit earlier, or maybe out on the west side of Clanton, it looks like. There it was, right about there. And right as this was coming into town, into Clanton, it started weakening. So that's definitely what we call a hallelujah moment, in that, you know, the storm did weaken a bit once it came into Clanton, I should say, and it's kind of fizzled out at this point. So the Weather Service in Birmingham is maintaining this tornado warning for Chilton and Cusa counties in central Alabama, but quite frankly, the signature has collapsed, and that is excellent, excellent news. You've also got a severe thunderstorm warning up here, way up in northeast Alabama. This is for parts of Calhoun, Cleburne, Clay, and Randolph counties. Nasty storms coming through Mount Cheahaw, if you know where that is. Highest peak in Alabama, coming right over Mount Cheahaw right now. Cheahaw is located in the southwestern corner of Cleburne County. So nasty storms there could be producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Don't really see a tornado threat there, but clearly there could be a tornado perhaps over the next few minutes in parts of Chilton or Cusa County. So let's go back over to LD1. We'll come back to our storm in Monroe County. And again, a severe thunderstorm warning continues until 10 o'clock local time for much of Monroe County. We can give you an all clear from the imminent damaging straight line wind threat if you are at Franklin. So all clear at Franklin. But really it's the only community. Same thing in Finchburg. Finchburg, Alabama will give you an all clear. You're behind the line. But Monroeville is really on that leading edge at this point. This nasty storm is coming right into Monroeville right now as of 9:32 p.m. Let's look elsewhere across our region. I want to make sure that everybody else is in good shape. This has an interesting look. Let's see if there's anything of substance down here. I don't really immediately see anything, which is good. I tell you what, though, on a night like tonight, you see a storm like this in southern Mobile County that is kind of isolated in nature. It's by itself. And just like humans, storms tend to misbehave when they're by themselves for a long period of time. You know, you get a squall line coming through, group of storms. That's more of a damaging wind threat. But you get one of these supercells that can tap into the low-level jet and better instability, snap your fingers, you get a tornado. So right now, though, there is no active tornado threat in Mobile County, but you are having quite a bit of loud thunder in southern Mobile County. So again, watching this situation very carefully in Mobile County. Let's go back up to our storm here in northern Baldwin County. Just to set the scene, this is Alabama Highway 59. And a lot of folks don't realize that Alabama Highway 59, it does not end at Bay Minette or the interstate. It goes all the way up into Monroe County. Everybody associates 59 with the highway going to Gulf Shores, down to the beach. But this is Alabama Highway 59 from Stockton back up to Latham and Tensaw and Blacksher. Nasty storms right now. Lots of thunder. And these storms in Covington County, we hadn't talked a lot about Covington County so far because there has not been an imminent danger. Don't see anything in the way of an imminent tornado threat, but you are having quite a bit of thunder near Red Level, Loango, Andalusia, areas near Rome, areas near Carolina. Nasty storms, but not severe. Not severe. No 58-mile-an-hour winds, no hail, no tornado. So you're okay right now in Covington County. Let's go to eastern Escambia County. The guy sitting next to me has some pretty deep roots out in eastern Escambia County. And this is Roberts, Bethel, and Alaflora. Rock Creek Nursery is out here. And you've got a storm moving through that area that could be producing gusty winds, maybe up to 40 miles an hour. Could have some small hail as well with a look like that. But those storms, quite frankly, are under severe limits. And that right there is the best thing I've seen all day. That is going to be a cancellation of the tornado watch for Washington and Clark counties. So, for those of you that have been reading the posts over the last few days, you know this is a happy moment because for the first time tonight, we are able to give an all clear. All parts of Washington County, Alabama, all clear. So again, all clear for Chatham, Yarbo, areas near Sunflower, McIntosh, areas near Leroy. All clear for you. You are done with the severe weather threat tonight. And if you want to go to bed at 9:35 p.m., it feels good to be a little bit earlier than we normally are. You know, normally these storms happen in the middle of the night, at least over the last few months they have, but all clear for Washington County. Same thing in all parts of Clark County, Alabama. You get an all clear. You see these counties are still shaded in yellow, but that's about to go away because the tornado watch has just been canceled for all parts of Clark County. So you're done with severe weather for the whole night in Clark County. We also can give an all clear to all parts of Choctaw County. You are now done with the severe weather risk as well, and the tornado watch is canceled. So Choctaw County, Alabama, Silas, Toxie, Gilbertown, all clear for you. Can't do it for Marengo just yet. There's a storm out near Thomaston, but that probably will be out in a matter of moments. That's good news. And it won't be long until we're able to give an all clear, probably about 30 or 45 minutes for Mobile County. So this is now moving. You know, we were in this wait and see game for quite some time, and this has evolved to the point where we're seeing these storms finally rumble across our region, which is great news because that means that we'll be able to go to bed, hopefully, by the time these storms clear. I'm going to guess that they'll be out of Okaloosa and Covington counties by about, say, 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little sooner. But by 2 o'clock, we'll be able to give the full all clear to South Alabama and Northwest Florida. We certainly can't do that just yet. And one of the reasons that we can't is because of this. It is a severe thunderstorm warning across parts of northern Monroe County. And you could have damaging straight-line winds over the next few moments coming into the eastern part of the county, out here to the east of Monroeville. Really, this is coming up on the county line, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens because I want to put you on notice. If you are in Conecuh County, specifically northern Conecuh County, you may get a severe thunderstorm warning shortly. We'll see if the Weather Service decides to do that. They might, with a signature like what we're seeing, could have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, no doubt about it, coming into Conecuh County. And I need to do a little bit of housekeeping around here by checking up on some different sources. So if you will put me in there, let's take me off camera for a moment. so that we can see exactly what we've got going on here. And again, we're just watching this situation. If I go silent, just bear with me. And again, we're watching storms come through Monroe County at this point as we continue to get more reports in from across the region. Let me thank you again for all the folks who have already submitted comments about what's happening in your location. We certainly immensely appreciate that. And here we go, there we go. Let's go to LD2 because we do need to show you this. This is a tornado warning that's just been posted. This is a tornado warning up in central Alabama, and this is going to include much of Cusa County. So I want to show you that briefly. The Weather Service in Birmingham is calling this an observed tornado, and there it is. That is that blue dot. It doesn't look like much, but that is a confirmed potentially significant tornado, and it's moving just like that. So that's going to pass a bit to the north of Rockford, Alabama, in Cusa County, and that's ultimately going to come out towards 280, which is Highway 280 is the big road that goes from Auburn up to Birmingham. You don't want to be driving on 280 in Cusa County near Goodwater at this point. Community of Goodwater is out there. So that's, you know, nasty tornado signature, and the signature really doesn't matter at this point because we see the tornado is down using our debris detector. Let's see. Yeah, Cusa County, tornado warning, nasty storms coming through central Alabama at this point. Let's go back over to LD1, closer to home. One thing we haven't talked about yet tonight, let's do this. Can you pull up the graphics, please? And I want you to go back one, and I want to show the tornado watch in yellow, if you see that. So let's see if we can pull up our tornado watch. If not, Matt, I can do it from here, no problem. You got it? Okay, perfect. Let's take the tornado watch and take the radar data off. So here's the deal. Some of these counties have been canceled. Clark, Washington, and Choctaw counties are now out. But just know that if you're out ahead of the storms, you still have a tornado watch until 3 a.m. Mobile, Baldwin, Monroe, Conecuh, Butler, Escambia, Covington, and all of Northwest Florida. Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, Walton. So tornado watch for those areas. Just wanted to make that clear. Let's go back over to LD1 and we'll show you the live radar view of what's happening. By the way, I'll back this up. You see that darker color? That was a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch. And what's happened, the PDS designation is no longer there. That's great news because the better dynamics of this system have now passed. And we do have some more interesting dynamics coming in from the west in terms of upper level support. And it's going to be interesting to see if these storms strengthen over the next little bit as they continue to move east. I'm specifically concerned about these storms. As this comes east into Northwest Florida, that's going to be the band to watch. If we see that it starts ramping up, we may have problems, may have some tornadoes in Northwest Florida. However, if it maintains its current strength, really, quite frankly, it's not that strong. It's under severe limits, in fact. And you've got very loud storms right now in Mobile County. In fact, here's the city of Mobile. So we're focusing on Mobile County. And the heart of the Mobile metro is getting inundated with very heavy rain. Mobile, Pritchard, Navco, you've also got Crichton. You've also got areas out near Orchard, campus of the University of Mobile, Theodore, Tillman's Corner, DIP, all the way down to Bellefontaine. Heavy rain in that part of the world. There is no imminent tornado threat in Mobile County. And here's some good news. Once this line of storms moves through your location, you're getting an all clear. So we can go ahead and do that at this point for several communities in Mobile County. Let's go ahead and do it. Citronelle, all clear for the night. Chinchula, all clear for the night. Wilmer, Sims, all clear for the night. Same thing at St. Elmo. Same thing for areas near Georgetown. You've also got areas here on US Highway 43, Mount Vernon, Chastain, Axis, Creola. All of those areas are behind the line of storms, and we'll give you an all clear. You're done with severe weather for the whole night. So we can't completely clear Mobile County entirely just yet because of this band of storms moving through, but we're about 15 minutes out from being able to do so. And I will say, for folks watching in the Eastern Shore, Daphne, Montrose, Spanish Fort, the weather's about to get pretty bad. And when I say bad, I don't mean tornadic, I don't mean severe necessarily, but I mean rough. Loud storms, a lot of lightning, gusty winds. That's what you can expect in the Eastern Shore over the next few minutes. And I'm telling you, I'm watching it. There is nothing in the way of a tornado imminently in this storm. So that is good news. Let's go back to LD2 because I do want to hit on this briefly again. Very serious situation transpiring in Cusa County, Alabama. So Cusa County, Alabama under a tornado warning, and it's because of this. I realize that doesn't look like much to most people, but that is debris that's been lofted into the sky by what could be a sizable tornado. And that correlates perfectly with the velocity couplet. What that means is you see where the red and green kind of comes together and you see those colors getting very hot right there. That's a tornado on the ground doing damage. You correlate that with correlation coefficient, you find debris being lofted. This was one of the best things, in my opinion, that the National Weather Service ever decided to do. They put in these dual polarization radars, and we know when tornadoes are down. It's just the best thing. So really thankful for the dual polarization telling us that there's debris being lofted now in Cusa County. And I think, yeah, that one's in effect until 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, Cusa County tornado warning. Back over to LD1, please. We'll check on Northwest Florida. We haven't talked about Northwest Florida very much, and it's because of this. There's not much going on. That is a good thing. Storms are happening near Milton and East Bay and Garson Point, but they're under severe limits. So you don't have anything to worry about right now in Santa Rosa County. You are fine. Same thing out near the Milton Airport on the eastern side of town out there on 90 near the railroad tracks. You're fine right now. Nothing in the way of severe weather issues for Santa Rosa County. We're also tracking storms in eastern Escambia County, Alabama, very near US Highway 29 near Boykin, also near Bradley, Bethel, Alaflora, Rock Creek Nursery, also areas near Brooklyn and Luango and Red Level. But hey, these storms are under severe limits. Here's some good news to pass along at this point. If you'll go to LD2 quickly, please. There's our Cusa County tornado warning, and if you will, sir, please take me back to LD1 because here's some good news. The severe thunderstorm warning for Monroe County has officially expired. So that is excellent news because at this moment, we have no active tornado warnings and we have no active severe thunderstorm warnings for South Alabama or Northwest Florida. And quite frankly, I don't see anything at the moment that would indicate otherwise. Tell you what, let me, if you will, go to LD3 for a second and let me kind of reset. There you go. So you're looking at a wide view across the state of Alabama. And again, let me stress, it is 9:47 p.m. and we have no warnings. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan here with me. Thank you all for being here. And we're watching these cells, but it's all good news for now for South Alabama and Northwest Florida. So we're going to keep it here going for a little bit longer. And if we don't get any warnings, what we're going to do is take a break. And what we will do is go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. And of course, if we have more tornado warnings, we'll come back. But let's just hang out for a second and kind of work these storms. I want to make sure that we don't get a tornado warning that ramps up very quickly. And I am particularly concerned about northern Cusa County. Let's go back over to LD2 And this possible tornado, I say possible, it's a confirmed tornado. There it is. You can really see it right there. That is a confirmed tornado doing damage. We'll look at look at that. There's your blue dot. So we could have a significant tornado down in that zone right there. This is north of Rockford, coming out toward US Highway 280 over the next 10 minutes or so. And so if you know someone by chance that would be driving on US Highway 280 between Birmingham and Auburn, you need to call them now and let them know that we have what could be a sizable tornado coming in from the southwest toward 280. And if you know someone at Rockford, they are right on the edge, but Rockford is out. We can tell you that the tornado is going to miss Rockford to the north. There is no doubt about it that this specific tornado is going to miss Rockford to the north. Let me play this and see if there's kind of a history here. I believe there is. Yeah, this thing developed, this has been a tornado on the ground for at least 5 miles. And again, we're looking at this storm because we don't have anything going on in terms of warnings in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. I don't want people coming in the stream thinking, oh, we're talking about somewhere else. Well, we're talking about somewhere else because nothing major going on right now in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, but we do have something major going on in Cusa County. And that blue dot, again, I say it all the time in these situations, it doesn't look like much, and that thing's getting bigger. So that is a tornado on the ground right here. And the imminent call to action is going to be in areas just to the north of Rockford. The road that you see just ahead of it is US Highway 231. So we encourage no travel on US Highway 231. I don't think I've said that yet. From Sylacauga back down to Rockford. You can't be traveling. You also can't be traveling on US Highway 280 from Sylacauga back down to Alexander City. So if you know someone that would be on 280 tonight, maybe they went up to Birmingham from Auburn or vice versa, you need to call them and let them know that we've got a tornado down doing damage. Let's check on the velocity on that. Yeah, there it is. It's still quite pronounced. Nasty storm pushing off to the east in Cusa County. Let's look at our other storm. National Weather Service in Birmingham is indicating this storm could be producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in parts of East Alabama, and that includes Heflin. So if you're at Heflin or areas just north of Wadowee in Randolph County, severe thunderstorm warning, considerable threat with that storm. Let's go back down to our storms here in South Alabama, and at this point, let's kind of do an analysis here just to see. Let me just call these places out. If you're in southern Mobile County, you're fine. I realize it's raining like cats and dogs across Mobile, near the Battleship, near downtown Mobile, midtown Mobile, Pritchard. You've also got areas near Austell, the shipyard. You've also got areas near the cruise terminal, which is right there near the new airport. All those areas, nasty storms, but they're under severe limits. So you're really okay in those zones in Mobile County. Same thing in Baldwin County. That storm is about to cross the northern fringes of Mobile Bay. It's going to cross the Bayway and the Causeway out near the Bluegill and R&R and the state park there, and it's going to come into Spanish Fort in the next few minutes. So your expectations, what can you expect? Heavy rain, lots of lightning, gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour imminently with this storm in Mobile crossing to the eastern shore. Let's check on Baldwin County. Southern Baldwin County is in just about the best shape of anybody across the region. There is nothing going on right now in southern Baldwin County. Same thing in southern Escambia County. This is Escambia County, Florida, that is. Pensacola, you're fine. Milton, Gulf Breeze, Pensacola Beach, Navarre, you're fine. Nothing going on other than some rain. Same thing up here near Jay, Berrydale, Munson. You've also got areas out here near Sellersville. You're fine. Nothing in the way of imminent severe weather. Clearly the strongest storms are these. So from Mobile up to Beatrice, that's your main batch of storms. And for those of you that, are just joining us, we gave an all clear a bit ago to all parts of Clark and Washington counties. So all parts of Clark and Washington counties got an all clear about 20 minutes ago. And so these storms are going to continue to push to the east. And as they do so, some of them may become severe over the next few hours. I see we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Autauga County up in central Alabama. Let's check on that. That's going to be just north of Prattville, just north of Montgomery, out toward Titus is in there, community of Titus. Nasty storms could be producing gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour just north of Prattville, south of Clanton. And from what I understand, there has been some tornado damage on the western side of Clanton from a bit earlier. Tornado warning continues for Cusa County, and nasty storms continue across Cleburne County, just to the east of Mount Cheaha. So you can kind of get a good feel for what's going on here. Let's look at the whole state, and your line is right about here. So if you're behind this line, if you're in West Alabama, you're done for the whole night. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Selma, areas near Camden, Demopolis, areas near Livingston. You're done with severe weather for the whole night and you can go to bed. Once we get you in the all clear, you're done for the night. But we can't do that just yet for most of our communities in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. So we're coming up on 10 o'clock. And our plan of action, we're going to hang with it for 5 more minutes here and make sure we don't get another warning. I don't think we are. And what we'll do is go straight back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. For now, let's look at the storms we've got across our region. I tell you, that thing near Mobile, it's intense. It's not necessarily, producing a tornado by any stretch, nothing like that, but you could have gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour imminently coming into Spanish Fort. Alabama Highway 225 that connects Spanish Fort up to the interstate. That's the zone that's going to have the worst of the weather out towards the Veterans Cemetery, out towards the River Pub out there on the Tensas River. Worst of the weather from this storm about to come into Blakely State Park and areas near the Veterans Cemetery over the next few minutes. You've also got some loud storms down around Beulah Battery, Alabama. That storm is weaker compared to the one farther north, but still some lightning and thunder involved. We'll go back up to our storm in Escambia County, Alabama. We hadn't talked much about Escambia County tonight. Storms coming into Huxford, McCullough, near Porch, also areas near Wind Creek Casino over the next 5 to 10 minutes. You've also got storms in far northern Baldwin County, Lottie, Rabun. Storms are just north of there, out towards Booneville, which is right there near the triple point of Baldwin, Monroe, and Escambia. So loud storms, but we don't see anything in the way of a tornado signature at this point in those storms in northern Baldwin. And the worst of the weather for the whole night is rumbling through Monroe County, Alabama. And quite frankly, this is just a lot of rain and very loud storms. Storms also extending up here into Beatrice and Tunnel Springs. No signs of a tornado warning coming anytime soon for those areas. Let me check on our storm. Let's go over, if we can, please, sir, to LD2. I want to see if we have any more in the way of damage reports that have come in over the last several minutes. I don't believe we have. Have y'all seen anything in the way of comments? Any power outages? No. Okay, that's awesome. Hopefully we stay that way. But we did have the tornado warning earlier for parts of Clark and Monroe counties, and I wouldn't be shocked if we had a few more, especially as that upper level energy starts to be over the tops of these thunderstorms over the next little bit. Could have more in the way of tornado warnings. Before we get out of your hair, let's tell you what, we're about to get a new warning. So this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning, and I don't know exactly who. It's going to be for Baldwin County. So yeah, there it is. So let's zoom in on this, and this is a LD1, please. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning, and so we've escalated now from a storm that was under severe limits. The Weather Service, in their assessment, they believe that we could have damaging straight line winds up to 60 or 70 miles per hour coming into Baldwin County. And this storm right now is out over the Mobile-Tensaw River Delta, out toward Bluegill, R&R, Mears State Park, and Blakely State Park. But it's about to be in Daphne and Spanish Fort, Stapleton, Steelwood Country Club, areas near the elementary school there in Spanish Fort, out on 225 as well. So let's tell you who's involved, first of all. This also is going to include a part of Escambia County, Florida. So Escambia County, Florida, you are also going to be involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. All right, here's the deal. If I call you out, you're in, and you need to be inside away from windows. This is a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. You've got Spanish Fort, areas near Blakely State Park. You've also got the community of Crossroads, Stapleton, Steelwood, White House Forks, Holly Hills, just south of Bay Minette. This is going to come just south of Bay Minette, out towards Phillipsville. Phillipsville is right here. You've got Gateswood, you've got McKinnon, you've got Walnut Hill, Bratt, Burnville, Davisville, community of Pineville, Barano Park. I think Barano Park is in the polygon as well. Yeah, they are, Barano Park, so you're in. Same thing at Gateswood, same thing at Holly Hill, Malbus, and Spanish Fort. We'll turn on the radar. Again, that's the warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. And quite frankly, this is a supercell thunderstorm. The models tonight have performed pretty well, especially the models that we used in last night's video and this morning. There was kind of an indication that we may see a weakening trend briefly. But if you remember, if you watched our live video last night, what happened in that projection was like what we've been saying. Storms ramped up as they moved east. So this could be a situation where we see more storms kind of have the same behavior. That could be what's happening here. But nonetheless, let's go in and watch this supercell storm. It has the classic kidney bean shape like this. And when you see a signature like that, that lets us know that this is a powerful thunderstorm, capable of producing potentially damaging straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour over the next few minutes. So again, this is not a tornado warning. You don't need to, panic or worry or anything like that. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. You just want to be inside. You don't want to be driving. We're calling no driving at this point on Alabama Highway 225 in particular. Let's say from Crossroads back down to Spanish Fort. They're at Rouse's, and our partner HRT Insurance. They're one of our Red Zone Weather sponsors. They're in this severe thunderstorm warning as well. So if you're near HRT, if you're near Rouse's, if you're near the Walgreens right there, or CVS, whatever it is, and there's a bank in there as well, you just don't want to be driving. And that's the key message. Don't be out on the road, be inside, lots of lightning. I don't see anything that would suggest an upgrade to a tornado warning as of now. That's an interesting little area right here. That is something I'm going to be watching, but I'm not really particularly concerned about it at this point. Let's go over to the state view, LD2, please. And while we look at that, I want to look at a few other things here to see what I've got going on. And again, just tracking this severe thunderstorm coming through Baldwin County, Alabama. It's going to end up in Escambia County, Florida in about 20 or 30 minutes. Let's go back over to LD1, and I want to show you these storms coming through Monroeville. There is no warning out for Monroeville at this point, just loud storms, run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. Same thing at Andalusia. You got nasty storms at Andalusia. And when I say nasty, I mean they're loud, they're proud, but they're under severe limits. Same thing out there on Gant Lake. Gant Lake is right here. Clearview's here. This is US Highway 29. And these storms are moving to the northeast. And so into Crenshaw County, near Brantley and Dozier, could have some very heavy rain shortly. You've also got storms in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties, near Holt, near Harold, near Parkerville. But clearly the most dangerous storm at this point, and I kind of use that word loosely, it could be dangerous if you've got falling trees left and right, but damaging straight line winds, possible. Is it the strongest signature I've ever seen? No, it's not. Just to kind of shoot it to you straight, but it may knock down some trees or power lines, and if that affects you, it's obviously a big deal. And so just be inside if you're in Baldwin County. This is Alabama Highway 59 right in through here. And just to kind of set the scene, we'll zoom in. Here's Spanish Fort, here's Malbus. If you're familiar with this area, you know you've got the Eastern Shore Center. You've got areas there near the Culvers, near the Chick-fil-A, near the David's Catfish House right there on 31 on the south side of 31. The north side, you got Rockwell Elementary School and areas near Buckingham Boulevard. Those areas about to have very heavy rain and a good bit of lightning and thunder. But again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. Good bit of inflow into that storm from the south. Say it again. Say it again. Freddy's. Oh, I apologize. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you catching that. That was good. That was good. He corrected me. I was wrong. It's a Freddy's, the burger joint that I called it. I thought it was a Culver's. Culver's is in Milton. Culver's is in Milton. Freddy's is the one that's right there on Alabama Highway 181, right there just at the Eastern Shore Center at Malbus. And that area is about to have some pretty rough weather in terms of heavy rain, quite a bit of thunder and lightning, maybe gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour. And so just be inside. And look, if you're at the Freddy's or the movie, isn't there a movie theater right there as well? Yeah. And you've also got the Best Buy. There's a Chick-fil-A. There's a Foosackly's. We like to eat around here, as you can tell. And so we got all those places covered. But if you're near those places, just hang out there for the next few minutes until this storm passes. This is not going to last very long at all if you're in Spanish Fort. So no need to put on a helmet at this point, none of that. But we are watching this storm as it continues to work its way to the northeast. The velocity on it, it's there. I mean, you could have 60-mile-an-hour winds, especially coming into 59 on the northern fringe of this. That's Holly Hills is where the golf course is at Bay Minette. And so what we're telling you is if you are by chance, for some reason, out at the Bay Minette Country Club, Holly Hills, stay there. Don't get out. Same thing if you live within 5 miles of the Holly Hills golf course. Be in a safe place. And when I say be in a safe place, we're not talking about a helmet. Again, just be inside and that sort of thing as this rough storm moves through Baldwin County. Downwind of this is going to end up in northern Escambia County, Florida. This is northern Escambia County, Florida. And again, we called out the communities involved: Walnut Hill, McKinnon, Barrono Park, Pine Barren, also the areas near Molino, McDavid. You've also got areas out there, not on the map, but Bluff Springs is out there too. All those areas could have damaging straight line winds in about 20 minutes or so. We'll have to watch the strength on this because it may ramp up, but that's going to cross the Perdido River and go into the state of Florida and be in northern Escambia County, Florida. What I can tell you, some good news, is this storm is clearly going to pass to the north of Pensacola. So no issues from this storm. Even if it does become a tornado-producing storm, it's not going to be an issue for the Pensacola metro area. Guys, have y'all seen anything in the way of reports over the last few minutes? Yeah, it is so helpful, by the way, particularly when we have tornado warnings, that you help us get the message out by tagging folks in the comments below, specifically on Facebook. That is helpful. I'll be honest in telling you, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, I don't even know how the comment thing works on X or Twitter. I'm assuming you can comment. I have no idea. We just started live streaming over on Twitter about 2 days ago. Twitter had some changes that allowed us to do that. And so we're now broadcasting on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and X, Twitter Live as well, and in the Red Zone Weather app. And so you can watch us just about anywhere now, which is awesome. And let's kind of do a reset now because these storms in Monroe County are loud and proud, but they are under severe limits. This is Monroe County, Alabama. And the good news is, once these storms come through Monroe County, we'll be able to give you an all clear for all of Monroe County. Let's give it 20 more minutes in Monroe County, and I'll be able to give you an all clear for the whole night. So not long from now, you'll be able to go to bed if you want to in Monroe County. Mobile County, that storm has now crossed out of Mobile County, and while there technically is a part of Mobile County still involved in the severe thunderstorm warning, we can definitely say that the damaging straight line wind threat has now exited out of Mobile County, and it's coming up on Alabama Highway 59 here in Baldwin County right now. So be in a safe place inside, no driving right now on Alabama Highway 59, extending from Bay Minette back down to, let's say Loxley, just to be safe, as we could have damaging straight line winds over the next few minutes. These storms down in southern Mobile County remain well below severe limits. I mean, they're not showing signs of coming together. I don't see anything that would concern me down there, which is great news. I tell you what, if you will take me to the wall, please. I want to go back over to the radar scope source so that we can look at the velocity situation of what we've got going on across the region. Do you have radar scope? Yeah, take it. There you go. And there's your line of storms, but nothing. I mean, there is just nothing in the way of big issues going on right now. And even in the severe thunderstorm warning, quite frankly, it's not that powerful. You could have 60-mile-an-hour winds. It's possible, but quite frankly, I don't think that this is a very robust storm. You may have some damaging wind gusts, but it's questionable. Let's quickly, the tornado warning up in Cusa County is gone as well. That's great news. So take me back over to LD1 and put me back in the box. And I think this is the first time in many hours that we have not had a tornado warning. Let's kind of roll this together, and you can see that we had numerous tornado warnings earlier in parts of central Alabama. This was at 7:11 p.m., one for Perry County. There's Bibb, Chilton, Shelby, Talladega, I should say. So yeah, this is the first time in many hours that there has been no active tornado warning. And let's pray that we can keep it that way. Hopefully, that's the last of them for the night. But again, like I've been talking about since last night in the live video last night, I'm concerned that these cells could ramp up once they get on the eastern side of our region. And specifically for southeast Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, I'm honestly more concerned about your area. Dothan, Ozark, Enterprise, you got areas out near Bonifay, Panama City, Seaside, Defuniak Springs. You need to watch these storms. They may ramp up while they're coming into your area. The good news is you'll have some warning and you'll know if that's going to happen while they're on the eastern side of our region. They're about halfway through our local area. This is the main batch of storms right here. And so you'll get some warning, but just know, I have a feeling that some of these storms may ramp up as they move toward the eastern side of our local area, specifically in Butler, Crenshaw, and Covington and Okaloosa counties. So that's something we're going to be watching for as this better upper level support comes back into the picture. It is now 10:12 p.m. and the only thing we've got going is this. It's a severe thunderstorm warning for Baldwin County. And the weather is horrible right now at Bay Minette. Loud and proud storms. If you're at Bay Minette, let us know about it in the comments below. And I imagine that your weather is pretty bad in terms of loud thunder, lots of lightning, very heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds. The core of the storm is passing on the south side of town, out towards Pine Grove. There's an elementary school, Pine Grove Elementary School. And in that area, very heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning. Now that's an interesting signature. That could be a developing tornado. So this could get interesting. If you're at Pine Grove, I know the weather's pretty bad, but we're seeing an indication here that we could see some broad rotation developing here. So let's just hang out for the next few minutes. This is why we're staying with it tonight, at least for the next few minutes, because these storms cycle. They're cyclic in nature. They come and they go. They go away and they come back. And this one in Baldwin County is kind of showing some signs that it may be getting its act together. I'll tell you what. If nothing else, that's an enhanced area of damaging straight line winds, and that's coming out towards Phillipsville. Phillipsville is, there it is, right there on the map, very near the state line, which of course is the Perdido River that separates Baldwin County from Escambia County, Florida. And if you're at Phillipsville, just know we're watching this cell very carefully because you may have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. Let's see here what we're looking at. It's possible. You could have some heightened wind gusts, maybe around 70 miles an hour, coming into Phillipsville specifically over the next few moments. Getting a report from Bratt, Florida, that seeing some stronger wind gusts there. That popped in my feed just a second ago. And again, I want to thank you so much for all of the viewer reports across our region over the last few hours. I certainly appreciate it. And even when I am not looking at you, I apologize. It's not that I'm trying to ignore you, but I've got to keep up with what we've got going on because we want to stay ahead of the tornado warnings. And if we can give you a heads up before the warning is issued, that is ideal. And let me just do a quick scan across the region. I don't see anything in Monroe or Cusa counties or Escambia County in Alabama. But I do see in Baldwin County, we've got this severe thunderstorm warning, and there could be a heightened area of damaging straight line winds right here coming into Phillipsville. And ultimately, this is going to come out toward Walnut Hill over the next few moments. So it's 10:15 p.m. You're watching live Red Zone Weather, severe weather coverage. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan and Landon Barentine. They are with me this evening, and they're the ones controlling not only what you're seeing on your screen, but also what you're seeing in our free Red Zone Weather app. If you haven't gotten the Red Zone Weather app, it's a great tool to have in your toolbox. And I say that intentionally because you don't just need one. You need multiple tools like a NOAA weather radio. On nights like tonight, it is imperative that you have a way to hear warnings. And tell you what, Landon, if you will take me back over to LD2, please, sir, and we'll show you the state view again while I attend to some housekeeping things here. Again, y'all know the drill. If I go silent, just bear with me. (10:16 p.m.) So we are less than 4 hours away, most likely, from this whole mess, and it has been a mess, being donezo. D-O-N-E. Can't wait for that moment. It's been a long week. You know, we had a convective outlook issued Sunday for this event. It's been a big event across the state. Several tornadoes over the last few hours in Alabama, numerous tornadoes back in Mississippi today, lots of damage. Seminary, Mississippi was really hit hard. All right, back over to LD1. I don't see anything in the way of reports, and we're just tracking this one storm that's prompted a severe thunderstorm warning, and it's in place for parts of central Baldwin and also far northern Escambia County, Florida. That's where we have this severe thunderstorm warning, and it's on the board, I believe, until 10:45 p.m. So this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning due to a supercell storm that could be producing damaging wind gusts. This is about to cross the Perdido River, and Pineville and Pine, the community of Pine. You're next. There is a community that you don't see on your map called Burnville. If you're at Burnville, you need to be inside, away from windows. Same thing, by the way, in Atmore. Atmore is not technically involved in any type of warning. But if you're at Atmore, just know the weather is about to get pretty rough in terms of small hail being possible, gusty winds, maybe up to 50 miles an hour. Worst of the weather right now is clearly at Phillipsville and areas near Perdido. For those of you familiar with this specific area, you know Perdido is the community on the top of the hill at the county line between Escambia, Alabama and Baldwin, where you have the gas station. You go up the road right there at Perdido, you get to the railroad tracks, you cross the railroad tracks, you get to the vineyards, and after you pass the vineyards, you get up to Interstate 65. So if you have any concept of knowing what I'm talking about, if you're from this area, you know what I'm talking about, and those areas are about to have pretty rough weather. Gusty winds, maybe some small hail. We don't see a tornado threat at this immediate point, so that's a good thing. But we do see signs that this thing could be producing 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts over the next few minutes. If you'll do that, please, sir. I want to check on our friends very quickly in central Alabama. Yeah, go ahead and take me back. You're already on LD1. Okay, great. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning now, right now, for parts of Autauga, Elmore, and Cusa counties. That's really come out of Autauga now, and so the warning for Autauga is kind of done, but Elmore and southern Cusa counties, that's going to come into Lake Martin. So if you're at Lake Martin or you know someone at Lake Martin, just know rough weather about to move in. Could have 60 mile per hour wind gusts. I suspect with a signature like that, there could be another warning issued shortly for parts of Cusa, Tallapoosa, and Elmore counties. We'll go up the line of storms. You got Anniston, areas near center Alabama, right there in Cleburne County. Or excuse me, I apologize. Heflin is what I meant to say. Center's up there in Cherokee County. Heflin is the community that was at the top of my mind. Heflin under a severe thunderstorm warning. You've also got Fruithurst and areas near Mount Cheahaw. In fact, look at this. Right at the top of Alabama's largest peak, Cheahaw is right here. And that is the worst weather potentially in the whole state right now. Could have 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts on the top of Mount Cheahaw. We'll go back closer to home, and we're tracking this one supercell storm in Baldwin County that could be producing some pretty rough winds coming through areas near the Perdido River right now in Baldwin County. And quite frankly, the signature has ramped up a bit. So we're looking at a situation where Pineville, Walnut Hill, Bratt, Burnville, Davisville, and even Atmore. Atmore's technically out of the warning, but Atmore's about to have some nasty weather. The hail core on this thing has also kind of come up. See if we can pull up the VIL, the vertically integrated liquid. That's a nerd term, and that simply means our hail tracker. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Goodness gracious. Tell you what, Landon, let me do this manually over here. Look at that. Now, let me explain this. The yellow zone that you see in the middle part of your screen near Phillipsville, we could have upwards of quarter-sized hail imminently over the next few minutes. There is a very, very high probability of hail coming into Phillipsville, crossing the Perdido River from Baldwin County into Escambia County, Florida, shortly into the community of Pineville. So we're very concerned about large hail, and looking at this, I wouldn't be shocked if you had quarter-sized hail, maybe even larger, coming into those areas over the next few moments. That is one of the best hail signatures that I have seen in the last few hours. So that's definitely something we're going to have to watch. Not only tornado threat, not only damaging wind threat, but also now a hail threat. And these storms really mean business tonight in terms of all these multiple hazards. We have been so fortunate. Let's go back over to LD2, please. We've been so fortunate across South Alabama and Northwest Florida over the last few hours anyway, that the bulk of the action has happened a bit to our north. It has been close, very close. There was a tornado warning earlier for parts of Monroe County, the northern part of Monroe County, out towards Demopolis, and areas out there near Uniontown, which is in Perry County. But that's long gone at this point, and we've given an all clear to Clark, Marengo, Choctaw, and Washington counties. So all clear for those counties. I'll zoom in quickly and show you that. Won't be long, about 20 more minutes, and we'll be able to give Mobile County an all clear, and after that, Monroe County will be next. But I tell you what, storms right now in Monroe County, let's go back over to LD1. These are just nasty storms. And when I say nasty, I mean gusty winds, lots of lightning, loud thunder, torrential downpours of rain. This is beneficial rain for this area. And could have some small hail as well shortly near Monroeville, Excel, and Frisco City as these storms cross into Cusa County, near Burnt Corn, near Repton, Alabama Highway 41 near Lenox and Range right there in Cusa County. Same thing at Belleville, same thing at Middleton Field, which is the airport for Evergreen. KGZH is the code for that airport. If you're in those areas, just know nasty storms moving in. Could have gusty winds, lots of rain, lots of lightning. But the good news is no warning for Monroe or Cusa. Let's go over into Covington County. These are loud and proud storms near Gant, loud and proud storms on the lake, River Falls, just north of Andalusia. Pretty rocky weather right now. That storm is lifting into Crenshaw County, Dozier, Brantley, Luverne over the next 15 minutes or so. You can see it's moving rather slowly. Seeing some reports from earlier from central Alabama. Just catching up on some text messages of damage reports that I got a bit earlier. Let me show you the wide view across the region while I do, again, some housekeeping things here. It's so important that I'm trying to stay ahead of what could happen here. And if I look down, y'all just pardon me, as we are looking at about 400 different sources here. Let me ask Matthew, have you seen anything on that home feed specifically that would be damage or tornado videos or anything like that? It's tough. It's really tough because now we're in the middle of the night and, you know, these picturesque, I hate even using that word to describe a tornado, but you get some of these views with these tornadoes in the daytime. You don't get them at night. And let me just tell you, if we get more tornado warnings tonight, which seems still pretty probable, do not try to see them. They're going to be rain wrapped. Ton of rain. Don't try to see them. Just get sheltered. That's the policy tonight. Let's kind of do a reset of what we've got going on across the region because we're coming up on 10:30. At this point, nasty storms happening near Andalusia, Monroeville, Burnt Corn, Forest Home in Butler County. Also areas out near Starlington, nasty storms coming in. Clearly, the roughest of the weather is this hailstorm happening right now in Northwest Florida. And if you are at Northwest Florida, and when I say Northwest Florida, specifically I mean Northwest Escambia County, Florida, you're having hail right now near the community of Pineville, near the community of Pine, Nokomis on the Alabama side, areas near Atmore about to have some hail, areas near Florida State Highway 97, Walnut Hill, areas near Bratt, Burnville, Davisville, hail incoming over the next few minutes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's good. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning, and it's the same warning that I have been talking about over the last few minutes. And so we need to tell you exactly who's involved in this because this is a new warning that's going to be an interesting warning because this has a considerable damage threat on it. So we've shifted now from what we call a normal severe thunderstorm warning to a situation where we have 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts likely. So it can't be stressed enough. If you're in Atmore, Alabama, I would get sheltered. This is going to be a situation that you probably need to treat it like a tornado warning, to be frank. because those wind gusts are now up between 70 and 80 miles per hour. What you got? Before I turned over?
Yeah, that's Talladega County.
Okay, we'll take that in a minute. Let's talk about this new severe thunderstorm warning first. And let me tell you first who's involved. And this is going to include us here in Bruton. So I say that to say we're not going to take shelter where I am because this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but if we get a tornado warning, just know y'all are gonna have to get in there, and what I'll do is I'll run the show from here, and I'll come in there with y'all and we'll do it remotely. So I want y'all to be aware, there's helmets over there. No tornado warning for Bruton, but we may get one if this storm continues to strengthen. So let me call you out. If I call you out, you're in the warning, and you need to be off the roads, you need to be inside, you need to be away from windows. Could have 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Bruton, East Bruton, Atmore, Flomaton, Century, Pineview, Appleton, Kirkland, Castleberry, also areas near Roberts, Elam, Dixonville, Riverview, Kego. You've also got areas near Wolf Log, Sardine, Robinsonville, Freemanville, Porch, Walbeek. You've also got areas near Atmore, under the gun from a severe thunderstorm warning. And the Weather Service is noting that we could have golf ball size hail. And this is a really, really big deal. So, strongest storm of the night for South Alabama and Northwest Florida is this storm coming through, soon to be Escambia County, Alabama. Right now, this is in northern Escambia County, Florida. And you could have very large hail, up to now golf ball sized hail coming into Atmore and Pine imminently, I should say. Quite frankly, it looks like the hail core may be just south of Atmore, but if you are at Pine, Davisville, which is right there on the state line, just south of David's Catfish and the automotive dealership, large hail. I would not want to be outside if you are on the state line right there at Johnson Ford, or areas near David's Catfish on the south side of Atmore, or even at Walnut Hill. You don't need to be outside. Could have golf ball sized hail imminently. So we encourage you to be in a safe place. We encourage you to, we hope you have your car under a carport or a garage. This is going to come out into Bratt Elementary, Burnville. You've also got areas near Northview High School, Escambia County, Florida. Large hail threat in the northern part of the county now. So again, we're encouraging everyone to be inside, away from windows, as we could have some large hail up to golf ball size imminently. So we're watching this very carefully. The northern side of this storm in Atmore also could be producing upwards of golf ball sized hail. So the city of Atmore, if you are, let's say, I don't even know if Gather is open this late, but by chance, if Gather is still open, you need to stay there. Same thing downtown. Oh goodness, look at that signature, man, oh man. That is right over Atmore, and that is very large hail. Potentially golf ball size. With a signature like that, maybe even larger. So let's keep the view right there. If you'll go here, Landon, I want to get on the wall in just a second, but hang tight, because I want to change over to the vertically integrated liquid product. Again, a nerd term, but that simply means hail tracker. So we're tracking the hail, and if you'll go to radar scope and then key me on the wall, there we go, and large hail near Atmore on the south side of town could have golf ball sized hail imminently. This thing is going to come up just like that. So Bruton, hail on the way. You've got time to get your car under the carport at Flomaton, Century, and Bruton. So let's keep that up for a second, because that is the most significant storm that we have on the board as of this moment. And again, this is coming up toward Walbeek, out there on the east side of Atmore near the airport over the next few minutes. Back over to LD1, and this could be golf ball sized hail. A very powerful thunderstorm as we're tracking this storm at Atmore now. I'll zoom in pretty tight. Canoe, Escambia Academy, be in a safe place. If you live near the academy out there on Cowpen Creek Road, be in a safe place. Robinsonville, be in a safe place. Large hail, damaging straight line winds also likely with this powerful storm. We're not particularly concerned about a tornado risk at the moment, but that's going to be something to watch over the next 30 minutes or so. And let me just stress, Bruton, let's kind of work this downwind. Bruton, East Bruton, Riverview, and Flomaton. If you have a car that is not under the carport or garage, Flomaton, you've got about 3 minutes, and then you're out of time. Bruton, you've got about 10 or 15 minutes. You need to have those cars under the carport if you can get there. You don't need to drive across town or something like that, but if you can, get your car under a shelter, that would be ideal, especially in Bruton because you're blessed with lead time. And if we can go over to LD2 once that radar populates here, I want to show you this because this warning is what we call a considerable warning. And what that means, I'm going to put the text very large on the screen so you all can see it with me. Take down that banner. And you can see that the Weather Service is calling this a considerable damage threat with hail up to golf ball size. And so that storm is now between Atmore and Escambia Academy right there on Cowpen Creek Road at Canoe. You've also got the tiny community of Wabeek where they're building the new, what do you call it? I can't think of it, the solar farm. Right there at Wabeek. They're building a huge, I don't know who they is, by the way. I apologize for not knowing who's doing that. But I tell you what, I would not want to be out there with that solar farm because there could be some major damage imminently. I didn't even think about that, but that thing is under the gun. So I hope, that the solar farm's okay, but more importantly, I hope that everyone in Canoe and Wabeek is inside, away from windows, large hail up to quarter size, and damaging straight line winds possible. All right, we're getting reports now that we got hail falling at Atmore, and I believe it. Matt, I'm going to send this post your way. There you go. And if you'll put that in the app, we just got a video of the hail falling. In fact, I will... Landon, if you will go here for a second, please, sir. We're watching this storm in western Escambia, Alabama. And what I'm going to do is key up that video that we just got of the hail falling, because it's way better if we can show a video. Just hang there for a second, please. Again, you're looking at western Escambia County, Alabama, where we have a severe thunderstorm dropping copious amounts of large, damaging hail. Golf ball sized hail is falling. We know it is because we see it on video, and we're about to show you that video. All right, let's, if you will, let's just show the video full. Don't key me in the wall. Let's just show the video. If you can go to the iPad, please. All right, here it is. And I'll try to move that down so you can see it a little bit better. Nasty storm. This is happening now in Atmore. Let's take down the radar scope banner because this is the iPad. There you go. And again, it's kind of hard to see, but there is some hail falling in there. Thanks to, let's go back to LD1. That was Brittany Gilbert. We certainly thank her for that video. And we're just watching this storm in Atmore now that's coming into Wabeek and Canoe. Landon, if you'll go ahead and key me back in the box, please, sir. Matthew, anything to report from you? Okay. Have you seen any damage over the last few minutes? Up in central Alabama, perhaps? Talladega County, some tornado damage happened a bit earlier. So if you have folks in Talladega, all right, we've got a new tornado warning to tell you about, and this is not going to be for our area. This is just out of our area, but we do want to show it. This is a tornado warning for parts of southern Crenshaw County, and so this is just out of our area, but I did want to hit on it real quick because if you're at Brantley, you're under a tornado warning. Same thing at Dozier, same thing at Glenwood. US Highway 29 south of Luverne. No travel at this point on US Highway 29 south of Luverne. This is a tornado warning, and we could have a possible tornado imminently coming into Brantley over the next few minutes. Just got a report from Owen Weber, nonstop lightning in Porch, Alabama. That's obviously in western Escambia. I would believe it. Thanks for that report. Let's go into this tornado warning. This is a new one that's just come on the board for Crenshaw County. And I don't... Interesting. Don't really see a clear-cut signature, but the Weather Service is obviously seeing something that I may not be seeing. And again, for folks in Brantley, really doesn't matter that I'm not seeing a signature. Doesn't matter. Take action now to protect yourself at Brantley. And we hadn't done this for this warning. If you'll put up the graphics, Matt, and Landon, once he gets those up, if you'll take it full. Yeah, the Weather Service is calling this significant rotation. And this is what you need to do now, right now, make it happen if you're at Dozier, Alabama, or Brantley in southern Crenshaw County. You need to be putting on a tornado helmet. We knew that we would have multiple warnings tonight, even down here in the level 4 risk, and that's what we're seeing. You need to have babies, infants in car seats. You need to have helmets on the kids and helmets on all the adults. Tornado helmets, protecting your head, is the best possible thing for you to do to save your life during a tornado. Let's go back over to LD1. If you can get in a basement, do it. But you don't have to be in a basement to survive a tornado. But we encourage you to get underground if you can. If you can't, that's okay. What do? You get to the middle part of your house, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Yeah, and the Weather Service, let's go back to our storm in Escambia County. But before I do, let me just call out one more time. Crenshaw County, Alabama. Dozier, Brantley, be sheltered. US Highway 29, no travel right now. Also, no travel on 331 north of Rose Hill up to Luverne. No travel on 331. All right, back over to our storm, because the Weather Service is very concerned that we're having damaging straight line winds coming into Waubee imminently. Not only damaging straight line winds, but very large hail, potentially upwards of the size of hen eggs. You can't be losing those hen eggs today because they're $7 a dozen, but we could have hen egg size hail right now in parts of Escambia County near Waubee over the next few minutes. So be in a safe place. Damaging straight line winds, could have large hail as well, probably are having large hail near Waubee. And the wind threat, let me just kind of get specific and call this out. Keep me up on the wall, please. So this is US Highway 31, this is Alabama Highway 113. You've got Pineview here, Flomaton here. Damaging straight line winds coming into Flomaton and 113 now, right now. So be in a safe place. We could have damaging straight line winds up to 80 miles an hour coming into these areas. That's going to come up 31 and come to Bruton and East Bruton and Riverview. So just know you got about 5 minutes in Bruton to be able to get to a safe place inside. Again, not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Thanks, Landon. That was good. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning that does technically include a part of Conecuh County as well. You see, we've got Castleberry, Nymph, Sandcut, and London in the severe thunderstorm warning up in Conecuh County, but quite frankly, just looking at this clearly is going to be more of an issue for Escambia, Alabama. This thing is turned a little bit to the right, and we could have not only golf ball sized hail, maybe even larger to hen egg size hail. We could have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts with this storm coming into Pineview and Flomaton over the next few minutes. So 113 under the gun. You've also got areas out here near County Highway 25, Sardine Road, Hall Creek Road. You've got Cowpen Creek Road still under the gun, Little George Road, Sardis Church Road, Perry Lane. All of those areas under the gun from large hail and damaging straight line winds coming through Escambia County, Alabama. It's not going to be long until it's over, but for now we need you in a safe place, and that means middle part of your house away from windows and doors. You start getting these damaging straight line wind signatures that are doing 80-mile-an-hour winds, that can be just as bad, if not worse, than some tornadoes. And so that's why we're calling for everyone to be in a safe place. Just know that this is not a tornado, it's damaging straight line winds. And again, I hate getting caught up in the differentiation because sometimes damaging straight line winds can be just as bad as a tornado. Wind signature is going to be right in through here on the leading edge, and this is moving like that. So probably what I'm going to have you two do in 15, 20 minutes when this thing gets closer, maybe even sooner than that, we may get y'all to go take shelter, and I'll run the whole thing from here myself. I'm more worried about y'all being safe than me. I'll be fine, but again, this storm is one that could be producing 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and it's coming into Osaka. Look at that radar scan update, and you're looking at Escambia County, Alabama. Here's some good news: you do have storms in progress in Escambia County, Florida. But the severe weather threat in Escambia County, Florida at this point has lessened. Clearly the threat is now in Escambia County, Alabama. So Escambia County, Alabama under the gun from a severe thunderstorm that could be producing large hail and damaging straight line winds. And if I go silent, just bear with me. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to step off camera just for a moment, but again, we're watching this severe thunderstorm. I'll show you the loop of what happened over the last few hours. That you can see that we've got a situation where this cell originated out in Mobile and Baldwin counties, and it has since crossed the Perdido River and is now moving through central Escambia County, Alabama, near Flomaton, near Osaka, near Highway 113. So I'm going to look at a few more sources here. All right, there we go. And had a little bit of an audio glitch there. And we're watching this storm in central Escambia County, Alabama. Let's go back in the box. Landon, please, sir. And it's 10:46 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan. Landon is home from college. He has been at Auburn University over the last few months. Matthew is a fresh graduate of the University of Mobile, and so we're so glad that they are here with us tonight. And the issues right now are this one storm in central Escambia County, Alabama. We also do note that just outside of our area, we've got a tornado warning in progress for parts of southern Crenshaw County near Brantley and Glenwood. Brantley and Glenwood in Crenshaw County under the gun from a possible tornado. Strong rotate. Yeah, look at that. Wow. That is impressive rotation that is now at Glenwood. That is about to cross into Pike County, Alabama. And quite frankly, that could be an issue for Troy. It's moving like that. So if you have a child on the campus of Troy University, what I would do if I were in your shoes is I would call them, what day is it? It's Saturday. So yeah, we don't have school tomorrow, but just know, I would bet there's some college folks out on a Saturday night probably having a good time. You need to call them now and let them know they may get a tornado warning in Pike County shortly. So again, tornado warning, Crenshaw County, all clear, by the way, for Dozier. We can give Dozier an all clear. Same thing at Brantley at this point. The possible tornado is at Glenwood. So Brantley, all clear. And if you need to drive on U.S. Highway 331, you can do that now. Yes, it's still raining like cats and dogs, but quite frankly, the tornado threat is to the east. All right, back to our big storm in Escambia County, Alabama. And this thing is right on top of 113 at this point. I apologize, that map kept zooming in and out. Let's go back over to LD2, please, and that's going to be a better vantage point. You see how this polygon is illuminated in brown, and that lets us know that we have a considerable damage threat with this severe thunderstorm warning. And could have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts at Pineview, Osaka. That's going to be out there at Foshee as well over the next few minutes. Be in an interior room away from windows. You get wind-driven hail that's golf ball size, that can bust out a window easily. So don't be near windows. That's why we're saying that. If this thing is dropping golf ball size hail, and we know it was earlier, we had some video of it, that would be bad. So no windows, and you want to be in the middle part of your house, even though this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, and the Weather Service is indicating that the tornado warning is up in Crenshaw County. Let's go back up there real quick. It's moving out of Crenshaw County. So the Weather Service, thank you. Weather Service is going to cancel Crenshaw in a minute out of the tornado warning. And we note that we got a new tornado warning for Pike County. So a new tornado warning for Pike County. That one is on the board until 11:45 p.m. So another hour, and that does include Troy University. And so we gave you a heads up about 5 minutes ago. Now it's official. We have a tornado warning for the city of Troy, all of Troy, and Troy University. I bet you y'all have some friends in Troy. Text them, call them, do what you need to do. That goes for you too. If you're watching, stop the video if you need to. Call the folks in Troy and let them know there's a dangerous storm that could be producing large hail, damaging winds, and in this situation, a tornado. So a tornado for Troy University and the city of Troy. Let me check the velocity. I'm going to have a better vantage point from the Maxwell Air Force Base site. So again, just briefly, we're going to come back to Escambia County, Alabama, I promise, in just a moment. But whoa, goodness, that is a violent signature. Goodness gracious. At Goshen. So a likely large violent tornado potentially could be down at Goshen with a signature like that. Let's see if it's lofting debris. I don't see anything from that specific angle, but that rotation is, that's brutal, man. So be in a safe place in Troy. Again, stop what you're doing. If you know anyone at Troy, Alabama, you call them. You could save their life. We can yap about tornadoes for hours on end, but you're the ones doing the groundwork and being the hero out there. Your call could save a life tonight. And we don't say that to be dramatic, but we do say it to tell you the truth. Time and time again, we see that folks that get these warnings from their friends and their family members respond better than if they're hearing some goob like me on the internet, telling them about it. So call folks in Troy now. This is a serious situation. I want to go over to the Fort Rucker radar view here quickly. And again, this is coming from Dale County, Fort Rucker. And that's definitely the better vantage point. It doesn't look as bad in terms of the signature, but that's still a nasty tornado signature coming into the city of Troy. So just wanted to show you that. Let's go back to our storm in Escambia County, Alabama. So we're focusing on Escambia County, Alabama, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Landon, can you key up the radar scope source, please, on the screen? And I want to have a look at that from here. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah, thank you for telling me that. All right, so let's go here, and I'll fix that because I do want to show you quickly the hail product. We're tracking a storm that is likely producing large hail in central Escambia County, Alabama. Goodness, yeah. Okay, that has weakened a little bit since the last time we looked. If you will, you can key me up on the wall, please, and we'll show you. So this is what we were looking at a bit earlier, and we had large hail at Walnut Hill that crossed the state line. Let's see if we can make that go forward. There we go, and now it's weakened. So the hail threat has weakened in Escambia County, Alabama. Still may have some small hail over the next few moments in Bruton. Looks like this is going to be more of an issue for Bruton than East Bruton and Riverview. It's coming just like this. So that's going to go right over us. So Matt, if you will, when I give you the cue, you can open that door and see if we got some hail. We don't right now in Bruton. But this is a nasty storm that could be producing damaging straight line winds. We know it's producing hail as it's coming across Escambia County, Alabama. The thing out at Appleton has really ramped up as well. This is US Highway 31. This is Alabama Highway 41. This is Interstate 65. Large hail possible coming into Bruton and Appleton over the next few minutes. Let me fix that real quick before I go back to the box. I want it on the VIL product. There we go. So we're watching that storm. Let me look across the region. And while I'm here, I'll check other places. I don't see anything that would support an imminent tornado threat. So that's awesome news. I do see an imminent tornado threat at Troy. So potentially significant tornado coming into Troy, Pike County, Alabama, Goshen, Troy, Banks. Tornado warning for you. You need to be in a safe place on the campus of Troy University. So we're watching that storm as well. Let me go over to the VIL product. There we go. And we'll just leave it right here on Escambia County, Alabama. What you got? Okay, so let's go back over to LD2. And again, we're tracking this storm in Escambia County, Alabama. Could be producing large hail, and that wind signature certainly has increased over the last few frames. That's a bit concerning. I see we have a separate tornado warning for parts of Tallapoosa County. Yeah, thank you for being ahead of me, Landon. Tornado warning now for parts of Tallapoosa County. Excuse me, this is Tallapoosa County, Alabama. Tallapoosa County, Alabama. And this includes Lake Martin. So Lake Martin, Jackson's Gap, New Site, Daviston. Tornado warning for you. Possible tornado near Alexander City, perhaps on the southeast side of town, coming up toward Daviston and New Site. So that's a tornado warning there. Let's check other. Goodness, that's not good. We got a tornado warning on the north side of the Atlanta Metro. So this is going to be out there on the north side of Atlanta. The Braves play at Truist Park, which is right there where 75 comes into 285. Possible tornado just north of there at Kennesaw, Georgia. So a possible tornado at Kennesaw, Georgia. That's going to be coming into areas near Johns Creek and Roswell. So just wanted to mention that. Possible tornado near Alex City coming into New Site and Daviston. Possible tornado at Troy in the next 5 minutes. You see the inflow, hook on radar. We see a couplet on velocity. All indications point to a tornado coming into Troy. And we don't want to scare you, but if you have a student on the campus of Troy University, you need to stop what you're doing and call them. And just tell them that they need to get sheltered. It's not going to last long, I promise. But for the next 15 to 20 minutes, they've got to have a helmet on. And they've got to protect themselves in Troy specifically. Back over to LD1, please, sir. And we'll go back to our storm near Bruton. And Matt, if you will, I want you to go open that door and I want you to see what you see, because we're about to have some hail at our studio location, which is on the north side of the city of Bruton. Very near T.R. Miller High School and the Walmart in the northern part of Bruton. You're also likely having large hail out Appleton Road, which is the main north-south drag, going to Conecuh County Highway 6 and Sandcut. Could have some gusty winds there as well. We hear the rain starting where we are in the city of Bruton. Could have potentially 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts as well. Matt, any hail? Okay, good. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I'm going to zoom in real tight to our studio area, and it looks like the core of this hail core is passing just to our north. I mean, it's about a mile away. Is that hail I hear? Okay, so hopefully this will not be a situation where we have a ton of cars damaged. Hopefully the hail is not as powerful as it once was when this storm was back around Atmore and Wahlbeek. So again, zooming out and showing you, this now includes parts of Escambia and Conecuh counties. So again, downwind of this, we got to get prepared. Castleberry, L Pond. If you're at L Pond, you need to be inside and away from windows. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Boykin, same thing at Roberts, same thing on Ridge Road, which is just to the east of East Bruton. Same thing out there on 29. If you are between East Bruton and the McGowan Bridge, which is the bridge over the Conecuh River out there in the far eastern part of Escambia County. All of those areas are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, and you could have gusty winds up around 70 miles per hour over the next few minutes. So again, we're watching this storm in Escambia County. We're also watching this tornado warning storm in Pike County. So this is a tornado warning for Pike County, and this is on the board until 11:45. 11:45. So a possible tornado coming into Troy over the next few minutes, and this is going to come out towards Banks. This could potentially cause a tornado warning to be needed for Bullock County, which is Union Springs, in the next 20 minutes or so. So if you know someone at Union Springs or any part of Bullock County, specifically the southern side of the county, you need to call them and let them know they may get a tornado warning as well over the next few minutes. Back to our storm in Escambia County, and I need to check on our folks in northern Escambia, Florida. Don't see anything in the way of tornado issues, but you may have gusty winds imminently in Walnut Hill. I also do want to show Conecuh County, Evergreen, Owassa, Bowles, loud and proud storms, but those storms are under severe limits. Same thing in Butler County. We're not ignoring you, but these storms in Butler County specifically are under severe limits. So you could have maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, but you're not going to have 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts near Greenville shortly. That tornado warning in Troy means business. Matt, let me key up this product. Oh, and I see we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is going to be for all of Montgomery County. So all of Montgomery County, let's go to LD2. All of Montgomery County is now involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning. And that includes part of Elmore and Macon counties as well. All of Montgomery County, severe thunderstorm warning. And what that means, gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour, and you may have hail. Let's go to our tornado warning in Troy. This is clearly the most dangerous storm in the whole state right now. And this is going to pass very near Troy University. I mean, it's going to be close, within, I mean, it's going to be close. I'll just say that. I would not want to be in Troy right now because this is a very serious situation. And it cannot be stressed enough. And again, I'm not saying this to freak anyone out, but I am saying it to underscore the urgency of the situation. If you have a student on the campus of Troy University, if you're just now tuning in, you need to call them and you need to tell them, regardless of where they are or what they're doing, they need to implement a tornado safety plan. So what that means is getting on the lowest floor of a site-built structure away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. And you can see this warning goes until 11:45 p.m. Possible tornado is moving east at 41 miles an hour. Let's go back to our storm in Escambia County, Alabama. Matt, back over to LD1, please, sir. And we'll show you that this storm is now moving through Bruton, Appleton, London, Sandcut, Magoogan Road, also areas near Highway 31, Castleberry at this point, L Pond, coming into Nymph over the next few minutes. This also is going to come out here toward Kirkland right now, basically. And this is going to basically parallel Highway 6, Conecuh County Highway 6, out there on the east side of Castleberry. If you're familiar with this area, you know you got the little, downtown area of Castle. Do they still do the Strawberry Festival in Castleberry? Do y'all know? I think they do. But for years, they did the Strawberry Festival downtown Castleberry, right there just to the west of the railroad tracks. You go down to the railroad tracks, you go on down 6, you cross Murder Creek, you go up the hill, you go down another hill and cross Cedar Creek, then you go up the hill where you turn off to go to Elk Pond. If you know where I'm talking about in Conecuh County, you need to be inside, away from windows and doors. Large hail, golf ball size, could have damaging winds as well. And so this is Conecuh County we're talking about. And I don't want to forget about Escambia County, Alabama as well. Kirkland, this is going to come out toward tiny community of Fish Pond. Quite frankly, your population density drops off rapidly once you get past Murder Creek and Murder Creek Road out there by the CSX railroad track near Kirkland. That's some private timberland, but there's large hail in the vicinity of Kirkland and Elk Pond imminently, so be aware of that. The core of the storm has now passed through Bruton. And did you ever see any hail? I don't think you did you? Yeah, so no hail here, but we were just to the south of the core. So I bet, and if y'all will watch those comments, because we got a lot of folks who watch out at Sandcut and Appleton and Castleberry, I bet you we've got some hail reports. Y'all be watching for that, especially on the, is that, okay, so it's scrolling, okay, good. I didn't even know that was a thing, Landon, good for you. He's got the comments visible on this giant screen, and I didn't even know that was a thing, so good for you. Again, watching this storm in Castleberry, coming out toward Old Sparta, J Villa Road, also areas near Nymph over the next few minutes. Let me stress, this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable tag. And what that means is you could have damaging straight line winds and large hail. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be for parts of Covington, Conecuh, and Escambia, Alabama. So Covington, Conecuh, and Escambia, Alabama are getting a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's about to pop on the screen. Bear with me while we get that up. Coming in from our friends at the National Weather Service, doing a heck of a job issuing these weather warnings tonight. They've really been ahead of the game. Tell you what, that's mighty suspicious. Let me look real quick. We need to watch that storm in northern Okaloosa County. All right, we had a power flash here, and if we lose power, the way this will work is we go on backup battery and then backup generator. So our feed should not be interrupted. I need you to watch that when those power flashes happen. If it turns orange or red, let me know. But right now we're in the green, which is good. So again, tracking this new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be for parts of eastern Conecuh, northern Covington, and southern Butler counties. And this is in effect until 11:45 local time. The Weather Service is calling this a severe thunderstorm warning due to the potential for damaging straight line winds. And here's the deal. If I call you out, you're involved in the warning. Keep me up on the wall, please, and we'll do that. So again, new severe thunderstorm warning, 11:45, Evergreen, Andalusia, Red Level, Luango, Brooklyn, also areas near McKenzie, Okie Streak, Rose Hill, Gant Lake, areas near Strawn, Andalusia. You've got, again, Luango, Boggs and Boulders, areas near Brooklyn, Nymph, Old Sparta, J Villa, also areas near Travis Bridge. Severe thunderstorm warning for you. You need to be inside and away from windows and doors right now. The hail threat has come down on this storm. There's no doubt about it over the last few frames. So that certainly is a good thing. And tell you what, let's go over to, tell you what, let me just zoom it out and do it here because we've got some excellent news to tell you real quick. We're going to give some all clears. So all clear at this point for all of Mobile County. We'll give you an all clear for the night. you're done with severe weather. So Mobile County, go to bed. Mobile, Pritchard, areas near Saraland, Satsuma, Creola, areas near Sims, Big Creek Lake, Baker High School, Airport Boulevard, Citronelle, Georgetown, Mount Vernon, Bayou Battery, Theodore, St. Elmo, Dees, Dawes, Union Chapel, Dauphin Island. All clear for the whole night. You can go to bed. You are done with severe weather for the night. Same thing in Monroe County. Same thing. All clear for the whole night, Monroe County. You're done. Monroeville, Excel, Frisco City, Mexie, Uri, Goodway, Homewood, Eliska, also areas near Purdue Hill, Tunnel Springs, Peterman, Beatrice, Keith, areas near Scratch Ankle. You've also got areas near Ollie, back down to Excel and Frisco City. All clear for Monroe County. You're done with severe weather, go to bed. Same thing in Wilcox County. Camden, areas near Pine Hill, Yellow Bluff, Canton Bend, also areas near Gee's Bend, also areas near Rosebud, Pineapple, also areas near Oak Hill. All clear from the severe weather threat. So I just wanted to clear those counties. You're done. It will not be long until we're doing Baldwin County, but we can't do that just yet. We've also got to go back to LD2, Landon, because we've got some breaking news to tell you about. The Weather Service is now calling this a PDS tornado warning. So this is a particularly dangerous situation for Troy and Banks in Pike County. So if by chance, if you're catching this at the last minute, you need to call folks in Troy. This is now escalated and we have a large tornado down. Goodness, that is a nasty, I mean violent signature on the eastern side of Troy, exiting out of town to the east. It looks like this hit the southern side of Troy, but man, it was mighty close to the university, and I can't rule anyone out, unfortunately. And I realize we got some anxious parents in our stream watching, but goodness, that is a horrible situation. Let's look at the debris tracker because I need to see if this thing is lofting debris. Any comments there? No? Good. All right, zooming into Pike County real close because this is a really, really big deal. That is a violent tornado on the ground. Goodness, look at that. That is not what you want to see near a population center with a university. Big blue dot, not just a blue dot, but a big blue dot. That tells me that large chunks of debris are being lofted into the sky by what is likely a violent tornado. And this thing has just come through Troy. So if y'all need to stop, both of you, and I'm serious, text your friends in Troy, you need to check on them. And just don't worry about the screens right now, because I'll do that. Y'all check on your people in Troy. This is a violent tornado in Troy, most likely, coming up towards Banks. If you know someone at the community of Banks, Alabama, stop what you're doing and call them now. Very, very serious situation. We don't say this to scare you, but we do say it because the Weather Service knows that a tornado is down. And put me up on the wall. I know I said don't mess with the screen, but I do want to show this. This is the tornado. And Troy, the downtown part of Troy is here. Railroad is here. This is going to be 231. You got 29 in here as well. That's a large tornado down coming into Banks. And we feel so helpless because we hope that everybody in Banks is sheltered with helmets on. In Banks, Alabama, in Pike County, large, potentially violent tornado down on the ground. This has been a horrible night for tornadoes, horrible day across much of the Deep South, and this is another one. And we're watching this potentially violent tornado in Pike County, very near Troy. And let's go back. We got to focus on our area. We know that there's meteorologists taking care of Pike County in the Montgomery, I believe, television market. Let's go back over to LD1. That is a horrible tornado signature, throwing debris high into the atmosphere, and not just small debris. We're not talking leaves and grass and twigs. We're talking buildings that have been lofted into the sky, pieces of buildings anyway, I should say. And, excuse me, downwind of that tornado warning, there's a new tornado warning that's been posted for Bullock and Barber counties, including the community of Midway. So a new tornado warning downwind of this Pike County thing in Bullock and Barber. So be aware of that. Let's go back over to our storm in Cusa County. We cover South Alabama and Northwest Florida. That's our top priority. And this is the back edge of the thunderstorms tonight. Once this line clears through your location, you get an all clear. And quite frankly, again, y'all know that I, try to shoot it to you straight around here. Quite frankly, if I am in Northwest Florida specifically, I'm feeling a little better because the convection in Northwest Florida really so far anyway has failed to materialize. We'll see if that continues, but specifically down around the coast, there's really no convection right now. And when I say convection, what that means is thunderstorm activity. We don't see thunderstorms around the coast. And so that is excellent news. Now, that does not mean all clear, by no means, but we're getting there. We're getting closer to being able to do that for many more communities. But we can't do that just yet for Northwest Florida. I tell you what, these storms in Covington County really concern me as well because they're kind of out ahead of the main batch of storms. I'm switching over to the Fort Rucker radar, and I think I've said Fort Rucker about 10 times tonight. I'm pretty sure that the feds and all their wisdom changed the name of that Air Force base, so I apologize. I don't even know the new name, but to me it will forever be Fort Rucker, so there you go. But I changed to the Fort Rucker radar site, and looking at these storms in Covington County specifically, this one near Florella is showing signs of rotation. So if you're near 331 over there near Onika, just know you may get a warning in a bit. It's not a super pronounced signature, I guess you could say, but there is broad rotation very near Florella that I'm looking at on multiple radar sites here. Back up to our severe thunderstorm warning here. Nasty storms in Evergreen all the way back down to Nymph and Johnsonville, but quite frankly, those storms have collapsed a bit. And could they be severe? Yes. Could they be producing damaging straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour? Also a big yes. But they very well may be not doing that, quite frankly, with the signature that I'm seeing. These have just weakened. So best case scenario, the Weather Service looks at this and decides to cancel the warning, but they have not done so yet. And so again, we're encouraging everyone out ahead of these storms simply to just be in a site-built structure, in a safe place. Brooklyn, Luango, red level. Nasty storms coming in. Could have some gusty winds over the next few minutes. I want to go back to our particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning that's in place for Pike County. And this is going to show the debris. This is going to be coming from, yeah, there it is. Goodness, still got a tornado on the ground at this point in Pike County, very near Banks. So if you happen to be catching this, I know we got people coming in and out of the stream. If you're catching this at the last minute, Banks, Alabama in Pike County, you need to be sheltered, all right? This is going to cross into Bullock County in the next few minutes and basically straddle the line between Bullock and Barber counties. Nothing to worry about in Eufaula. This is going to pass Eufaula to the west, no doubt about it. You may have more storms later in Eufaula, but for now you're fine. We hadn't done this in a while. It's 11:16 p.m. Have y'all got any news for me? Anything in the comments? All right, it is, by the way, immensely helpful, even if you're not near the storms. We love to see where folks are watching from. So if you haven't done that already, even if you have done that, let us know where you're watching from in the comments below. That helps to push our information out to even more folks as we continue this live round of severe weather coverage in this, what has been a high-risk day. What is that? A daycare in Calera. Okay, key me out for a second, Landon. Let me take a look at that. This is a damage photo that we've got coming in. And this is going to be, yeah, goodness, that's horrible. So here's what you can do. Yeah, go back into that and just drag this over here, and he'll take it full Go ahead and take it full. Yeah, there you go. All right, and you can see this was some damage from earlier. This was a daycare up in Shelby County. It's kind of hard to see, but a building, the roof kind of collapsed and caved in. Let's go back over to LD1, and if you'll, yeah, there you go. Tracking this confirmed tornado over in Pike County. And some good news to pass along. Again, the tornado watch has been canceled for all parts of Wilcox, Clark, Monroe, Washington, Choctaw, Clark, and Mobile counties. So all clear for those southwest Alabama counties. If you're in the yellow zone, you're still in the tornado watch until 3 a.m. It's not going to last until 3 a.m. for most of us probably, but just know all clear for much of West Alabama at this point. Haven't said this in a while. Thank you so much to everyone who is watching our coverage tonight. We certainly appreciate you watching not only tonight, but over the last week. We've had, I don't know how many live videos in the morning and all that. So thank you so much for watching. And also, let me take this opportunity while we don't have a tornado warning locally to say it is so important that if you like Red Zone Weather, support our wonderful Red Zone Weather sponsors. They're Circle E Buildings. They're based out of Walnut Hill. Those banners circulating in the top right-hand part of your screen, those are the folks who enable us to do what we do. It does take money to not only pay the weather guy here, but also pay the guys behind the scenes, Landon and Matthew. And so we are so immensely grateful for our sponsor support. You just saw Lewis Funeral Home down in Santa Rosa County. They got branches in Pace and Jay, Waves Car Wash in Atmore. So grateful for them as well. Let's talk about our severe thunderstorm warning, because you're having some rough weather right now in Cusa County specifically. And this is a situation where we may have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts over the next few moments. This is not, let me stress, this is not a tornado warning. The only tornado warning that we've got in the whole state right now, I stand corrected. There's another tornado warning up here in Randolph County, Roanoke, and Wadley, up there in Randolph County. Chambers County also involved in that tornado warning. We've also got this tornado warning further south, Banks, and areas in Bullock and Barber counties. Tornado warning for those areas. All clear for Troy. All clear for Troy for now. There may be more storms later, but the imminent dangerous tornado threat that is a particularly dangerous situation has ended at Troy University. So again, Troy University, all clear. City of Troy, all clear. Banks, under the gun for the next few moments. It's clearing out of town, and it's going to be in Bullock County very shortly. So again, just tracking storms across Alabama and northwest Florida this evening. We'll go back over to our Mobile radar source. And I do want to thank everyone also for watching this evening on, for the first time ever, live severe weather coverage over on X, which is formerly Twitter. Ton of folks watching, about 7,500 over on Twitter. So thanks so much for watching our coverage there tonight as well. And again, we're tracking storms. Let's go into these in Escambia County, Alabama, because you're about to have some heavy rain. If you are near Bruton, you may have some gusty winds as well, up around 40 miles an hour over the next few moments. Same thing in Cusa County over the next little bit. These storms are going to push into Andalusia, Opp. You've also got Strawn, Antioch, Red Level, Gant, Clearview. You've also got Heath involved in this severe thunderstorm warning over the next few minutes. Could have the potential for damaging straight-line winds up to 60 miles an hour. This also does technically include a part of Butler County out toward Okie Streak, which is here in Butler County. You see Pigeon Creek, you see Okie Streak, McKenzie as well. This does not include Greenville. Now, I realize the weather's horrible right now at Greenville, but you are not under any kind of warning at Greenville. And I do want to take this opportunity to go ahead and give you some more all clears. Forest Home, Alabama, all clear. All clear for Forest Home. Same thing in Old Texas, same thing at Lieffian, same thing at Repton. Repton, Alabama, all clear. Belleville, Alabama, all clear. Range, Lenox, all clear for you in Cusa County. Huxford, Porch, Atmore, City of Atmore, all clear for you. Go to bed. You're done with severe weather for the night. No more issues for Atmore. Same thing at this point in Baldwin County, Alabama. Let me have one more look and see what's happening down there. Yeah, let's hang tight on Baldwin for just a few more minutes. We could give an all clear to Baldwin. It probably would be fine, but y'all know me, longtime viewers and readers know, I don't give an all clear until the whole county is 100% all clear. And I just don't feel comfortable doing that quite yet in Baldwin County. It's close. I mean, we're like 98% done in Baldwin, maybe 99%. But I want to make sure we get all those storms cleared out. And really what I'm watching for in Baldwin, I want to make sure no new storms fire up. So that's Baldwin County. Let's go back to Santa Rosa and Escambia counties in northwest Florida. Loud storms near Century. No warning for that storm, but very heavy rain. Another fairly strong storm in Escambia County, Alabama right now near Bruton, but quite frankly, those storms are under severe limits, and so you really don't have anything to worry about in terms of hazards in Escambia County, Alabama at this point. We're coming up on 11:30 Central Time, already after midnight over in Georgia, where they are now battling the same situation that we've had with this tornado outbreak today. Severe thunderstorm warnings in progress near parts of the Atlanta metro. In fact, let's briefly, since we don't have a tornado warning for our local area, take me over to LD2. I want to hit this briefly. Severe thunderstorms for Cedartown, Georgia, down to areas just to the northwest of the Atlanta airport. If by chance you've got someone traveling through the Atlanta airport, just know there may be delays over the next few hours. Rough band of weather coming in. The only tornado warning, we're down to one, bless you, only one at this point, and it's for Bullock County. And Landon, if you'll go back over to LD1, I want to set the scene here because we can get a better vantage point of what's going on over there. Goodness, that is still a nasty tornado signature. All right, some good news to pass along. Let's go back over to LD2. We'll give all of Pike County. All of Pike County gets an all clear. So Banks, Troy, all clear. All of Pike County. If you're at Pike County, Alabama, all clear. Possible tornado has clearly crossed into Bullock County, and it's moving toward Midway. This is going to pass south of Union Springs. This is going to pass north of Clayton in Bullock County and Barber County over in East Alabama. We note that for folks in Auburn, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So a severe thunderstorm warning for Auburn. I do not see anything in the way of an imminent tornado threat, but I do see a damaging straight line wind threat. So what I would do is, we got a lot of students who live in mobile homes in Auburn at Auburn University, and what's the community college? Yeah, Southern Union, thank you, I couldn't think of it. So if you're a college student and you're in a mobile home, just as a course of least regret, I would probably get to a site-built structure, being that we have 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. It may not happen in your location, but this is a deal that these storms are strong enough, you could have some issues briefly coming through the Auburn area and Opelika in about, say, 15 minutes or so. You got heavy storms right now at Tallahassee. That's right there near the Lock and Dam on the south side of Lake Martin. Heavy storms there, but the only warning that we have locally is this. And quite frankly, there is a significant chance that this may be our last warning. Fingers crossed, no promises, but fingers crossed that this may be our last warning of the night, and that has gone off our screen. So guys, I think they may have just canceled it. Let me make sure before I say that into existence. I'm getting a message about it. Yeah, it's done. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Conecuh, Covington, Escambia and Butler counties is now done. And so for the first time in a while, we are now without any warnings across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. We're also coming up on 11:30, and at the bottom of the hour, we will do a reset. Let me scan a few more things. I'm getting just pelted on Twitter. Matt, you're going to have an influx over there on your end shortly as I kind of review. And again, let me stress, I know that we got a lot of mamas and daddies who are afraid for their kid at Troy. And I realize that's a very, scary situation to have one of your youngins that's in the tornado warning. I haven't heard of damage in Troy yet. Have y'all seen anything in the way of comments? Anything in those comments?
There was a traffic and
Yeah, I would believe that. I think if there was a tornado down, and I think there was on the south side of Troy. In fact, Landon, take me back over to LD2. Let's talk about that. No warnings in South Alabama or Northwest Florida. Again, no warnings, South Alabama or Northwest Florida. So we can kind of get distracted just for a moment here. The tornado moved on the south side of Troy. And so I want to kind of look at that briefly. Let's go over to the correlation coefficient. And you'll see that the thing really ramped up when it was on the eastern side of town. And that's kind of an interesting radar glitch. That's bad data. Yeah, that's just bad data is what that is. All right. Well, that's not good. And I say not good just because we don't. There it is. Okay, yeah, so now it's showing up. Here's what I want you to do. If you will, I'm going to key me up on the wall, and go ahead and key me up on the wall, please. I want you to move, click this, hold this, and move this forward when I tell you to. So we did have a tornado at Troy. That is debris that was lofted at Troy. I think this passed just a little bit to the southeast of Troy. Move it forward, Landon. And this thing really kicked up. It became quite strong. Landon's moving it for me. That is a large, potentially violent tornado. And it was moving just like that. You see it go off the screen. So we had a tornado at Troy. We know that. We don't know about injuries. We don't know about the damage at this point. It's the middle of the night. It's obviously going to be tough to get anything in the way of damage, but that was a tornado at Troy. So again, we don't say that to scare you. We're just telling you the facts. There was a tornado down. It did some damage. We know it did damage. It lofted debris high into the sky. All right, so let's go back over to LD1. We got storms rolling through Escambia County, Alabama. This is not a warned storm at this point, but it's a loud and proud storm. And I think it would be prudent at this point to go ahead and give some more all clears, and we can go ahead and do that for the following communities. So hear me out. If I call you out, all clear. All right? Lieffian, Bowles, Repton, Lenox, Belleville, London, Sandcut, Pineview, Wabeek, Canoe, Atmore, Walnut Hill, Bay Minette, Stapleton, Daphne, Fairhope, Spanish Fort. You've also got areas near Loxley, all clear. They're behind the line of storms. I'm going to hold off giving the rest of Baldwin County an all clear just because we are seeing some development it's weak. I mean, it's very weak. It's hardly there, but you don't give an all clear until it is definitive because we got folks going to sleep, turning off their weather radios, and the last thing we want is somebody to not get a warning. So I'm not going to give Baldwin an all clear just yet. Those areas that I just called out join the previously given all clear counties: Mobile, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Wilcox, Marengo, Choctaw, and Dallas. All those areas got an all clear earlier. So again, storms coming through right now through Bruton, Evergreen, Georgiana, McKenzie. You've also got areas here near Red Oak and Green Bay, and also areas near Carolina over the next few minutes. Tell you what, while we battle the storms together, just bear with me while I look at a few things here. If you'll, I don't like looking down. Key me off for a second, Landon. I'm still here and I'll still talk, but yeah, I tell you, I hope, I'm just now looking at this information. I wanted to pull up Google Maps and kind of see the points that pop up, and yeah, this thing was out by the hospital. They call that Troy Regional Medical Center. So I hope and pray that that tornado didn't hit the hospital, but there's a chance that it did. Hopefully not, but I can tell you this, there are some folks in Pike County who need your prayers. All right, we're getting a report in, this is a confirmed report now, that we've got significant damage on the eastern side of Troy. So we are confirming now that we've got significant damage. This is from a credible source telling me that I don't have anything beyond that. I wish I did, and we're trying to get more, but significant damage on the eastern side of Troy in Pike County. You know, you as a meteorologist, but especially as a journalist, you don't want to get out ahead of the reports. And so, you know, it's important for me to communicate that I can't tell you how bad the damage has been. I don't know if there have been injuries or fatalities. I don't know. We will know more as time goes on, as we get more eyes and ears on the ground in that area. But for now, just know we have had significant damage on the southeast side of Troy in Pike County. The tornado ramped up as it moved through the southeastern part of town, and there could be some folks who have been very heavily impacted by this tornado. What was that, Matt? Okay. And if you see damage from Troy and Pike County, you need to yell at me because that's something that we're really concerned about. You know, let me just say this. If you have talked to somebody, you know, we got between the 7,000 over on Twitter, between the 2,500 on Facebook at last count, and between I don't know how many on YouTube, let us know in the comments below if you have talked to someone in Pike County and Troy. We are very concerned about those folks, and it just would help us to hopefully alleviate some of the anxiety with this big tornado that moved through Troy and areas on the southeastern side of town over the last few minutes. We were concerned today about these more significant tornadoes, and unfortunately it has come true with multiple significant tornadoes across Alabama and Mississippi today. Goodness, yeah. Hey, let me see that again. Okay, yeah. So Scott McClellan, he is a reliable source. He is based up in Concord, Alabama, which is up in Jefferson County on the north side of the Birmingham Metro. Scott is reporting on the Facebook side of things. Multiple mobile homes have been flipped east of Troy. So that is very disheartening, to say the least, and I just, you know, we'll have to pray for those people because that does not sound good, to say the least. So unfortunately, a significant tornado has moved through Pike County, and while we talk about that, we don't want to forget about the storms in progress. Getting a report, here's another reliable source. This is from Sean. I don't know Sean's last name, but he's a longtime viewer on Twitter and somebody who sends in photos all the time, which we certainly appreciate. And he's telling me that the tornado did, in fact, miss Troy University. So that is another great thing, a hallelujah moment, if you will, because the tornado apparently missed the campus of Troy University just to the southeast. It was very close. But thank the Lord, the tornado did not apparently hit Troy University directly. So that is a great thing. But it did hit some mobile homes on the eastern side of town that were flipped over. We know that because we've had reliable sources tell us that in Pike County over the last few moments. All right, we got stuff going on now. I don't want to get so caught up in the damage that we forget about the hazards. And we're down to a few warnings in East Alabama. That same storm that prompted the tornado warning earlier for Pike County is now in Bullock and Barber counties. So Bullock and Barber, this thing is straddling the line there, and this is coming up on Midway, Alabama. There's several different Midway Alabamas. There's one in Cusa County. This is not for the Cusa County one, or the Monroe County right there at Midway. This is not for that. This is the Midway community over in Bullock County. There's also a Midway in Clark County. This is not for that. This is Bullock County. Yes, sir. All right, thanks. Okay. All right. Yeah. I want to be very careful what we say. Again, we're parsing information here, but yeah, thank you for that, Matt. Thank you. And if you see something else like that, pass it along. So we're getting unconfirmed reports at this point, multiple unconfirmed reports, I might add, that a school has been hit in Pike County. And thank the Lord it is a Saturday night, because on a weekday, obviously, the school would have been occupied by students and teachers and faculty. And I can tell you from, personal experience and just things that swirl through my head that keep me up at night, I am on the school board of Bruton City Schools, and one of the things that keeps me awake is thinking about our kids at these schools. And in terms of, tornadoes and other threats, and thank the Lord that it is a Saturday night, because a school was hit apparently on the eastern side of Troy. And so one would think that unless it was a storm shelter, and I hope and pray it wasn't, that the school was likely uninhabited or unoccupied at that point. But we're getting 2 unconfirmed reports now that we've had major damage in Troy, specifically on the southeast side of town. And this same storm is coming up on Midway in Bullock County, Alabama. Let me go over to the Maxwell Air Force Base site. I want to check it out and see. Yeah, it's still there, but it's not like it was. Could have a tornado right about there. And again, this is going to come just like that. This is going to be at the community of Midway over in Bullock County, Alabama, over the next few moments. And that is going to be US Highway 82 that you see, the major roadway there that comes from Union Springs. That it's not on the map that you're seeing, but that takes the road over to Eufaula. So no travel right now on US Highway 82 out of Union Springs down to Eufaula or vice versa. Possible tornado with a confirmed damage path pushing in from the southwest. That's East Alabama. We've got to go home and check on our wonderful folks in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. Yeah, the Weather Service is having the same thoughts that I did. They are keeping Baldwin County in that tornado watch for the next few moments. And look, I'll show you. If you're watching from Baldwin County, there is nothing. I mean, nothing going on right now. And the deal is, you may be done for the night. But I'm not going to say that you're done, because what we may see happen is specifically to the right of this line, or right in through here, we may see some more storms develop. That's what we've got to watch before we give all of Baldwin County an all clear. All right, I'm getting another report. All right, I'm hearing from a source, and I'm going to not say his name because I don't know if he wants me to, but got a message from a guy I know pretty well over in the Wiregrass, and he's telling me that he's been in contact with his son who lives in the city of Troy. His son thankfully wrote it out at the university. It got very intense, but he thinks that they're on spring break. One of you Google that? I can't do that. They are on spring break? Oh, good. Well, that's awesome. So that means that a bunch of these kids were not in town for this tornado, I hope. I bet some of them came back if we're coming out of spring. Are we going into spring break or coming out of? I bet we're going out of spring break for Troy. But nonetheless, the good news is about probably 95% of those kids that go to Troy University weren't there. So that is a major blessing tonight. And let me just stress, for folks in Northwest Florida, you're not out of the woods just yet, but it's good news. We don't see anything that would suggest an imminent tornado threat. These storms near Bruton have really ramped up over the last few minutes. Those reflectivity signatures right in through there are hot, very hot. So you're looking at Bruton, and you've got Kirkland in through there as well. You've also got areas out there near McGugan Road and what else is out there? Mason Mill Pond Road. You've also got Smith Road out there just off 31. I live in Bruton, so these are, kind of my home turf roads. Castleberry, same thing out there. And Lucy Hughes just texted me, they're going into spring break. So Lucy, thanks for sending that. So Troy is going into spring break. So that's even better news that a lot of the folks had probably cleared out for the weekend to go enjoy their spring break. And thank goodness, after spring break is over, they will have what apparently is an intact campus to go back to at Troy. So that is a good thing. But unfortunately, we know that significant major damage has happened on the southeastern side of the city of Troy with some mobile homes that have been turned over. And I am very concerned about that because, like we have been talking about over the last few days, in the state of Alabama, we lose more people in mobile homes, in tornadoes specifically, than anywhere else. I mean, the fatality rate in mobile and manufactured homes, it's mostly mobile and manufactured homes. Number 2 place is car. So you can't be in a car, you can't be in a mobile home when we have a tornado. And I am afraid that we have a situation in Troy that may have produced some injuries or worse. Hopefully not, but when you hear mobile homes flipped over, that is not a good sign. What you got? Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, that's just a continuation of the tornado path. We just got a report out of Banks, just on the northwest side of town. Let's see if we can key back to that tornado. That was the strongest tornado that we've covered tonight. There it was. And by the way, the thing originated down around Brantley and Dozier. You remember that tornado warning in Crenshaw County, and then it came into Pike County, and when it got into the Troy area, it really started ramping up. And let's see if we can see when the tornado actually went down to the surface of the earth, right there, right about there. Let's go over to the velocity on that. Let's see here. We can see that, yeah, that's violent. Nasty signature, and this was at 11:04. Let's see if we can, yeah, right there. So the tornado dropped around 11:04, and then we started seeing debris, significant debris that was lofted into the sky around 11:09. By 11:10, there was a strong indication that significant debris was lofted up into the clouds. You see that very low, tight correlation coefficient, that big blue dot. That is likely pieces of buildings, woods, boards and bricks and that sort of thing lofted up into the sky. So that was a strong tornado that impacted Pike County most likely. And the thing kept going into Bullock County. Now the signature has faded away, but we've still got a tornado warning for Midway over in Bullock County. Same storm that came out of Troy. That storm is ultimately going to cross into northern Barber and then get into southern Russell County. So that's something to watch. By the way, let's go into Auburn. Nasty storms coming into Auburn and Opelika. If you've got a kid on the campus of Auburn University, you need to call them and let them know they've got some rough weather moving in that could produce damaging straight line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. That warning has been upped and that is now a considerable threat warning. So I would not want to be in a mobile home if I'm in Auburn. I want to be in a safe, site-built structure. Guys, we got some damage coming out of Troy. We'll come back to that. I want to see if I can tweet that out real quick. And also, for those of you watching, we're going to show it up on the screen in just a moment, seeing some very intense damage from the greater Troy area. That is not what we wanted to see. Matt, that's going to be coming your way in about 5 seconds. And what I'll do, Landon, if you'll key me off to audio only, I'm going to queue up those damage photos because we want to show that in Pike County. Let me check this out and see if we can get up these photos. By the way, what's on the screen, you're looking at the storms coming into Auburn. That's kind of the big population center under the gun from damaging straight line winds right now. And Auburn, Alabama, that is. Just know that you could have some rough weather pretty imminently. Oh my goodness. All right, this is not what you ever want to see. I just got a screenshot. If you will key me up on the wall, please, and let's show the iPad view. This is horrible news. This is the First Presbyterian Church in Atmore. There has been a fire there. This was a screenshot from North Escambia, a news site on Facebook. And again, fire has destroyed the First Presbyterian Church in Atmore. That is just terrible. So hopefully no one was in that, taking shelter from that horrible hailstorm earlier, but that is First Presbyterian Church in Atmore. And I don't know if that was a lightning strike. I don't know. But that was sent to me from North Escambia a bit ago. And let's see if yeah, thank you, Landon. If you will key me off the wall for a second, please. I'm going to disappear, and I'll be back in just a second while I get this other source up. Goodness. Yeah, this was an intense tornado in Troy. Really, really bad. Not good at all. All right, tell you what, don't put me in the shot, but let's go to the iPad. That's Troy. So that's one of those big, that looks like a Ford F-350 if I had to guess. Would y'all agree with that? Y'all are more truck people. I'm more of an SUV guy. Does that look like a 350, 250 to y'all? Yeah. Big truck regardless there in Troy, topped over. You can keep me in at this point. Big tree down as well. You see this tree, big truck, and you know, it's kind of hard to tell. Blinding rain, obviously. You're looking at Pike County, Alabama. And the reason we can show you this is because we don't have any active tornado warnings locally. So storm damage in Troy. And obviously it's the middle of the night. It's tough to see what that even is, but that looks like horrible tornado damage. So something you pray you never see. Back over to the radar we go, and let's look at this. Storm in Troy now moving off to the east. Let's go over to LD2. I do want to recall that we've got nasty storms in Auburn right now coming into Opelika over the next 5 minutes in Lee County. That's East Alabama. Let's go back to Southwest Alabama and Northwest Florida, the reason we're here. And we're going to make a call. We're going to give all of Baldwin County an all clear. So all of Baldwin County gets an all clear. You are done with severe weather for the whole night in Baldwin County, and if I call your community out, we'll give you an all clear. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Fairhope, Daphne, Montrose, Spanish Fort, Crossroads, Loxley, Foley, Alberta, Summerdale, Robertsdale, Elsinore, Gateswood, Bay Minette, Tensaw, Rabun, Lottie, Stockton. All clear. You're done with severe weather in Baldwin County. It's not materializing, which is excellent news. Awesome news. So the tornado watch is technically still in effect, but I have a feeling the Weather Service is going to cancel that in just a little bit. Northwest Florida, not a lot going on. Yes, you've got some rain, but quite frankly, none of this looks suspicious, which is good. The only storms that we're really concerned about at this point are these coming through Conecuh, eastern Escambia, and coming into Covington County. And quite frankly, these storms are not what they once were. You're going to have some rowdy storms shortly near Red Level, near Loango, and near Melrose and Paul. You've got the Paul Volunteer Fire Department in eastern Conecuh County, just north of Brooklyn. You want to be inside, but there is no warning. Same thing across Covington County. These are just nuisance type storms, just, you know, causing a scene, but nothing to, you know, write home about, which is great. So the only tornado warning that we have is over here in eastern Alabama for parts of Bullock and Barber counties, and it's for this. No driving right now on U.S. Highway 82 out of Union Springs down to Eufaula. Possible tornado at Midway. Could have some hail as well. Could have some hail and damaging straight line winds in Auburn over the next few minutes. So tell you what, we're going to wrap it up, guys, because at this point, it's all good news. I don't see anything that would support a tornado anytime soon across our local area here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. Current time is 11:54 p.m. I'm Spinks Megginson with Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan, who have been absolutely fantastic tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all have done an amazing job driving the ship while I've been yapping. Let's see, I'm getting several reports here of damage that's coming in from Twitter and X. I want to see what that's about. Yeah, and this is just going to be some more reports coming in from that tornado that is ongoing in Bullock County. So again, just watching this situation very carefully, getting a lot of videos of lightning tonight. Thank you for those videos. We appreciate it. Don't ever think it's not helpful. It's helpful, all right? It's helpful for you to be our eyes and ears on the ground, and I want you to know how much we appreciate it. We do. Thank you for watching our coverage. It certainly means a lot. It has been a long week around here, and I promise we are going to be done with severe weather for a while, starting tomorrow. All right, starting tomorrow. So, Landon, if you'll take me back over to LD1, please, sir. Y'all got anything to report over there? No, good. All right. So here's the game plan. We are going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app in about 5 minutes because it is coming up on midnight here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, and it's not going to be long until we're able to give some more counties an all clear. If you're just now joining us, we want to repeat who's been given an all clear already, because I know that there were some notification issues with our app. We apologize for that, and somebody's going to get chewed, let's just say. I can say that on the air. I can't say what I wanted to say, but they're going to get chewed next week. So I apologize about the notification issues in the app. I'll be nice about it, by the way. But all clear for Baldwin County, all clear for Mobile County, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Wilcox, Marengo, Choctaw. All clear for you. Even though Baldwin is shaded in yellow, you're done. All right, go to bed. Don't worry about weather. You're done. And it won't be long until we're able to give a complete all clear to Butler, Conecuh, and Escambia counties in Alabama. You still got a little bit to go in Covington, and still got a little bit to go in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton, but Escambia County, Florida is not going to be long for you either. And Matt just sent one to you. Landon, if you will get ready to key me up on the wall in just a second, Sean McAllister has sent me another really, really good video, and this is going to be from a ring. Hey, Landon, do you know when we put the videos up on the screen, they don't have the audio going, right? You don't see? Yeah, okay, good. That's good. That's good. So tell you what, if you will get ready, don't do it yet because I got to get set, but get ready to put me on the wall with the iPad because I've got a nice video, and I say nice, it's an intense video, but it's a good representation of kind of what happened in Troy. Oh, you do have audio. That's not good. I did not want audio because that's a loud video. So I'll have to come fix that. But tell you what, let me loop the radar while we get that set. We got another video that I want to share. Intense storms coming through Conecuh and Escambia counties in the eastern part of those counties right now. And we should note that those storms are ultimately going to end up in Andalusia and Red Level over the next few minutes, really the next 20 minutes or so. And so again, just watching these storms, there are no warnings out for South Alabama or Northwest Florida at this point, but we are tracking some pretty strong storms, specifically in those areas near Melrose and near Paul. And those are going to come into Covington County in the next little bit. All right, Landon, I think that you should be able to go back to the iPad and show that video without the audio interruption. All right, so we're going to watch this together. I do not know exactly what we're seeing here. If you'll keep me up on the wall, we'll watch it together. This was the tornado from Troy. And let's back this up. A lot of lightning. This is, I don't know if we're going to see damage. This was a doorbell cam in the tornado, apparently. You see the wind blowing the rain, lots of lightning in that as well. All right, so that's just a normal view of what's happened all across the region. All right, so back over to the radar. Yeah, that's what it looks like across the region. That was not the best, tornado damage video, but thankfully that house appeared to be okay. But again, Covington County is really under the gun over the next few moments from these strong storms. They are not severe. They are below severe limits. And again, these storms are going to be coming through Andalusia. If we happen to get another tornado warning tonight, we will come straight back on Facebook Live, but because it is now 1 o'clock in the east, it is 10 p.m. out west, and it's midnight. It's now Sunday, March 16th, 2025. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson with Landon Barentine and Matthew Morgan, who have been great tonight. We certainly appreciate you watching our coverage. We're going to wrap it up. Storms have fallen below severe limits. If we happen to have more warnings, we'll come back on Facebook and bring you the very latest. All clear. Baldwin, Mobile, Washington, Clark, Monroe points north. And soon to be Butler, Conecuh, Escambia. But we got to get these storms out into Covington before we do that. So, it's been a long night. Thanks for watching, and my next video will be posted on Monday morning. Regular video, 7 a.m. No severe weather in sight. Sunny skies on the way as we get into tomorrow afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Meganson saying goodbye for now. I do hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you soon. Watching the situation over in Covington County over the next little bit. And again, we will continue to watch those storms until they clear out of our area. Hey, that little glitch, that was my fault. I didn't tell Landon what he was doing. Now we're saying goodbye. Hope y'all have a good evening.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.